Was not
That's
on.
No!
You got him!
You got hoodwinked.
Ultimate revenge!
The flim flam.
That was very good.
99% of the time, it works every time. Incredible. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the finale of Corazon Station. Here on All Nerds Here.
I will not get
We're so glad to see so many fantastic folks here. Whether you are a longtime viewer or you are just joining us for the end, we are absolutely hyped as heck to have you all with us on this journey. It's going to be good. It's going to be dramatic. We'll laugh. We'll cry. And we'll be sad to see it go. But all good things must come to an end. So, before we go around the table one last time and introduce characters and introduce the final plot points that we will be grappling with, we would like to remind you that you can support All Nerds Here in a financial capacity. If you go to sonerdware.com and you get yourself some merch, if you're looking for a new water tumbler or some mugs or flags, phone covers, keychains, t-shirts, hoodies, all that good stuff, go check out the website because Maddie makes some good stuff, and if you use the code ALLMERCH here, you get 10% off your purchase. There's some fun stuff that's coming up in the works that should be alive soonish, the next couple weeks, so keep your eyes peeled for some fun new options, things you can put in your body. With that said, let us go around and introduce our fantastic, fabulous All BIM podcast. How many fucking streams do you know on Twitch right now that have an All BIM podcast crew? Especially ones that are playing games that are uplifting marginalized voices, by marginalized voices, for marginalized voices. What are you going to do about it?
I didn't realize we were playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition.
I'm gonna die.
We are playing the world's greatest role-playing.
We are playing the world's greatest role-playing game, Pasión de las Pasiones, by Brandon
Last
Lee
time,
and
you can
Vendetta,
come back with a cool score.
Games. And speaking of our fantastic
roll
guests, Rue, why don't you tell us for the first time, for the last time, who you are, what your pronouns are, and who you will be playing this evening.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Rue. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Nikhil, whose pronouns are also she, her. She uses the El Caballero playbook.
Right on, right on. We have Alex.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex. My pronouns are he, him, and I am going to be playing Kidea, who uses she, her pronouns, and the Ladonia playbook.
Rock on. We got Vidithya.
Hey everybody, I'm Aditya. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Kiran, who uses the La Baeza playbook, and she uses she, they pronouns.
Awesome sauce. We have JR.
Spooky.
It was a little too quiet.
It's too quiet,
Oh,
Jay.
you're supposed to say Sprite.com. Dang it. I've been betrayed. My bit is ruined. Well, I'm JR. My pronouns are he, him. I play Prince Ismail, whose pronouns are also he, him.
Excellent. Last but certainly not least, we have Kevin.
Hi, I'm Kevin. My pronouns are he, him. I play Francis, or two, who is El Empleado, who uses pronouns he, they.
Sweet. Sick nasty. And I am Simon. I am the MC. My pronouns are he, him. And I am everybody else. And sometimes dramatic tension.
You've been me once, at least.
Yeah, at least I am gonna be you again. It's in like a few minutes.
At least
Very
half of
cool
it.
and normal. Role-playing games, right? So we are finishing up our last session of Pasión de las Pasiones, which is a telenovela role-playing game in which you and your friends or enemies or people that you found on the street sit down and play out the events of a TV show. So you're not playing characters who are doing things per se. You are playing characters on TV, and the mechanics all are based around reinforcing that theme of introducing all kinds of new twists and turns to the plot, of having dramatic flashbacks to preparations or revealing truths about people, about processing your feelings out loud and having the audience yell at their television screens, "You should be marrying this person, you fool! What are you doing? Why are you throwing this away?" It's a great time. And we've used our custom playset, which I wrote myself with some input from the group. We played a fantastic game of, I'm sorry, did you say Street Magic? Which is absolutely fabulous, and we highly recommend it, to build out our space station ahead of time and set up some characters and some drama. And then we just wound up everybody and let them go, and we've been playing that for 10 weeks, and it's been great. So, I don't know, tweet at me and yell at me long enough so that you can get the playset yourself. You can use your own play Corazon, your own home game. So my favorite thing about this game, which is all of it, one of my favorite things about this game is the last time on mechanic. So every episode, after the opening credits roll, and it goes to black, and there's a deep voice that says "previously on," and then they show you clips of the TV show from previous episodes to kind of recap the plot, but also to kind of set things up for you. Everyone is going to get one last chance, one last dance.
One last dance.
To set up something for their characters. So there is a list of options on every playbook, specific to that playbook, of things that have happened at some point in the TV show. And it could have been in the very first episode, which obviously we don't play, because we're playing kind of like the end of the show. Could have been a few episodes ago. But either way, it introduces an interesting plot point about that character and about the game world, and it will be the focus of this episode. And when you mark your last one, it is time for the series finale. It's telenovelas end. They have very tight time frames. So this is the end of this show's 100+ episode run. So, no stakes involved, no pressure, absolutely. Which one of you brave souls would like to kick us off with your last time on?
I can.
Do it.
I'll go, because mine's pretty simple, pretty easy. It's the last time on that we have seen. You angrily swore vengeance against someone who ruined your big moment. I think we see, so in our last streamed episode of the show, Karen's wedding was interrupted and, ruined, I think is a good word to use, by a once Prince Ismail. And in the following episodes, you see Karen has kind of gone full, I actually don't know what the word I'm looking for, but she, like, vengeance. She's like, I'm gonna fucking get him. I'm gonna do it.
Bridezilla.
I went from Bridezilla to just Godzilla.
How dare you? Ruined? Your wedding is the most talked about event on Corazon Station.
I'm not married.
I made it better.
Well,
and you're welcome.
I think there's like a few, like, I feel like Karen knows that deep down, but like for the sake of this, it's definitely like, no, I'm gonna fucking get to him. This is it. This back and forth, this game of cat and mouse, like, we gotta end this. And you know what? He swore vengeance on me. I think it's about time I do the same. And that's my last time on.
Yeah. And you will have a chance to enact some of that vengeance, because Ismail is currently in Sin Problemas' clutches. Because he turned himself over to her in this episode. So, totally normal vengeance swearing for ruining weddings. Whom else?
So my only option left is you only get the exact wording, actually, because it's really good. These wonderful custom ones we have. You convinced someone innocent to let you hold on to something for safekeeping, which you covet or need for a scheme. And I thought to myself, who among us is innocent at this point in episode 100? Two, maybe? No, I think I am actually
No,
gonna
there's like
get
3
something.
of us, not just 2.
I'm gonna I'm gonna take something from the most innocent, the purest soul on Corazon Station. Hideo walks out of Ricky Danger's bar, and he is wearing his cowboy hat.
His hands.
Oh!
Which you need for one of your schemes.
I either covet it or need it for a scheme. We'll
Covet
find
or
out
need
which.
it for a scheme, yeah.
You're
okay.
coveting.
They,
It's
Your
an
hat
impressive
will
hat.
there's
be mine.
nothing in the Old Testament about not coveting thy neighbor's cowboy hat. It's very specific.
And Cheryl
It's
had
ass and wife, and that's it.
Ass and what?
Unbelievable. So Kidea now has this extremely stylish broad-brimmed leather ranchero hat.
Amazing.
Lovely. I can't wait to see that comment.
Does it cover all her eyes though?
I think it's like up enough, high enough that you can still see like the bottom half of her big eyes.
Yeah, it certainly enhances your aesthetic when you're a giant orchid mantis alien.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's up to bat next?
Rue.
I'm gonna start calling on people.
I mean, it's not like we have to pick them.
Yeah,
We should just go for
exactly.
one.
Great. You have one option.
I'll go. I'm just
Yeah. Tell us what your option is.
Yeah, so my option is you you revealed that you know a secret truth hidden from someone. So last time on Corazon Station, and I think this flashes back to one of the earliest episodes we've had, when they were when Kiran was first getting involved in the hunt for the cube, like when that plot line came to pass. And I think there's a scene where like Ismail is in the room and it's Kiran and some like, you know, some of the new, because they were looking for like power and resources, and it was a while before the hunt for the cube, Ready Player One style, became the remoras in the station. And but I think there's a moment where you know, Kiran maybe said like, well, no one knows what it really does, and you know, the dominant theories all came out and everyone kind of agrees that it lets you take control of the station. And Prince Ismail just kind of quietly sips a glass of space wine. And then we cut from there to Prince Ismail in the laboratory after he has sort of reappeared from his miraculous brush with death. And the camera pans over to the being in the in the stasis tube. And then it lingers this time. Like you get to see the longer shot that they cut away from because the credits had to roll and it was like, stay tuned for How I Met Your Mother 6 or whatever.
Awful.
Old Sheldon? Yeah. Anyway,
There we go.
we're on a weird network. But it lingers, and in the tube, the being's eyes like open and glow, and then Prince Ismail's eyes open and glow,
What?
Oh.
and there is unspoken communication. And when the light fades, the tube is empty.
Awesome.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah, I wonder what that cube really does.
Yeah.
Only someone knew.
No one knows.
How are you gonna top that room?
Stop.
See, if I don't go, the show never ends.
You're holding the show hostage, is what you're saying.
Oh no.
Well, Kevin, now that you've voluntold yourself, what's your option?
Well, last time on, flashing back to season 1 of our show Corazon Station, the audience gets to see a moment where two pulled both of his suitors, Kiran and Nikhil, apart from each other as they fought over their love. And this is like early on in the show. This is just flashing back, showing like this is like where we started. Now this is where we're going. Like showing two, like as it says, pulling them off each other. Probably like in a restaurant where Kiran is way overdressed and Nikhil is like dressed very nicely but much more subtly. So Kiran has like all this attention and they're like making a whole scene, probably like making a mess, like food is flying at each other and everything.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not opposed to
like
that.
this, it was played up for like laughs at the time, but now it's like sort of very like sepia tone, very nostalgically shown to the audience. And then we show that now we show like a couple more scenes of the relationship between two, Kiran and Nikhil, like moments between like of two going back and forth between them, and like now we know that two is with Nikhil currently.
Right.
Oh.
So we see what could have been and what is.
Yeah. All right.
Especially poignant after that conversation you both had in the train car.
All right.
Which leaves us with Nikhil.
Mine is you stepped in at just the right time to save someone from danger. So I think the one that makes the most sense is for it to be her saving Thu, and I think this is where they first met. The way they met is that something was happening to him. I think it would make sense that it was something with Ismail, since that's I think how they would have met, like at his office or something. Just kind of like a freak accident happening, and she was just starting her like maintenance work attempt to be a maintenance worker.
Aw.
And so she just she was working on something, so she saved him, but it was also because of her that the danger happened in the first place. Like she didn't put together some like ceiling panel correctly, and so it almost falls onto, and she pushes him out of the way, and that's how they meet.
But of course, when you push him out of the way, you fall so that you're in push-up position, hovering
Yeah, like on top.
inches away from each other.
Yeah.
Till one of you is like, "Get off me!" after like staring into each other's eyes longingly
Yes.
for like a 10-second long shot with
Yeah.
spot music.
Obviously.
Right.
I imagine Ismail is just like tapping his foot, like, "Are you done?"
It just pans
Are
out.
you ready to go assassinate somebody for me?
I think that's the moment when Ismail realized, like, oh, wait a minute, there's something to this person.
Mm.
Oh.
Right.
That's
It's
nice.
not just you're not just like go here and click on head. To really nail this home, can we have like a one-liner that we close that shot on that reflects that? Something like, you know, you don't have to worry when you're around me.
Oh.
Like I'll keep an eye out for you.
I have a one-liner if you don't, Rue.
Sure, yeah, because I do not have one at the moment.
You saved
need
my
a couple
life.
prepared.
I hope that one day I can repay the favor.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's good.
That's very good.
Okay. With the stage set, we return to Corazon Station. Corazon is in flux right now. A lot has happened. After the destruction of the Espadon Empire consulate, the rioting of Remoras, the treasure hunters that have been looking for the puzzle box for months, the escape of all of these prisoners, Ismail's hijacked tell-all news story from Carmen from the Infinite Heaven Inquirer, revealing everybody's dirty secrets, but in a way that Ismail wanted them to. Hidea's surgical removal of various levels of Espadon leadership. The station is in absolute shambles. And finally, Ismael calling like, oh, the puzzle box is here. It's in the heart of the station. You should go get it. Everyone is panicking and flocking. So when we return to the station, I think what we see are shots from a few days of aftermath of all of this chaos. Because it's been, like 1 or 2 episodes in between the last one and this one, the finale. And so in those episodes, I think what we've seen is just how desperate and fearful everyone is. There is no established order. The Espadons are basically completely hamstrung. The Iguante Research Group are a bunch of scientists that don't want any part of controlling the station, really. They really just wanted the puzzle box for its scientific methods and information. And the Tesoro Combine, well, they're space Amazon. They have money, but they also haven't ever been able to capitalize on things, especially since Kiran was their agent in the field, and Kiran was never able to deliver the goods.
Yep.
So everything is just rampant. And I think what we see is shots of Infinite Heaven, which has locked itself off. It is completely sealed. These massive Durasteel blast doors have closed off at various entrances to protect it from the quote-unquote undesirables, which is to say everyone who doesn't have billions and billions of credits on the station. I think they've also closed off the sky. So the artificial like weather patterns and everything have been altered. And even though this is a space station, right, there was a viewport into space. So it looked like it would go, you look up and you're looking at the stars. Like there's no roof over your head at all. And now that is just closed off blast shielding. So everything is darkened. It's like it's always kind of nighttime inside of Infinite Heaven. And the junks, people are scraping by, they are desperate, they are hungry, they are more anxious than before. The mood is dour and somber. Nobody really knows how things are going to shake out. And speaking of the junks and not knowing what's going to happen, I think that's where we're going to go first. To one of these warehouses. We cut back to the hideout that we saw last episode of Corazon Station, where poor Alberto, who is Two-Face style fused with his plastic facial reconstruction surgery to look like Prince Ismael and is half his old self, and clearly like having a time about it. He's made his hideout here, where Nikhil and Tu tried to track him down and discovered that he had a plot to try and break into Casa de Oro for some reason. So we're here, where Tu and Nikhil are tied by synthetic cord rope back to back on these 2 crappy little rusted metal office chairs in just like a shipping container inside this like subterranean space station warehouse. It's dark. There's like a little artificial halogen like tap light that's been bolted to the ceiling, and there's like a leak. There's like a little like occasional drip in here, but the door swings open, and light enters the shipping container, and there is just a silhouette in the light as the two of you kind of squint and open your eyes. And in comes the clop, clop, clop of tall boots as Alberto walks in. He's holding two awful looking protein bars. It looks like someone's taken Jello and put them. They're like the protein bars in Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer. Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
They're just like
okay.
gelatin blocks.
Like little.
Oh.
Yeah. Like hard and stiff Jello
Ew.
in fist-sized cubes. And he's
I'll
got
take that over Cliffmore.
yeah.
Wow.
And he's rolling them around in his fingers the way that people do with
Oh.
dice. So they're just kind of like
floppy.
Oh, why?
Ew, all his germs.
he's circling you like a shark.
Oh my god. I got two mouths.
Ah.
Do you
Rise
wanna
and
play Brendan?
shine, my pretties. Maybe today you'll be more talkative. I do have to say, you make terrible conversationalists.
Sort of looking over his shoulder, over like kind of like speaking to Nikhil. Francis will be like, "Well, the wine pairings, right? They're just not up to snuff here."
You know, we keep asking for Sommelier's wine list, but they just don't bring it. It's the service here is terrible. I'm going to be leaving a really bad review on. I was trying to come up with something clever, but I couldn't.
On
It's
gas.
really discouraging when they have to unscrew the bottle instead of uncork it. You know.
He pauses, and you just see this big wolf grin spread across his face, and he doesn't say anything, and then he just starts to slowly, like, a little laugh bubbles up in his throat, like a and it stops on a dime, and he backhands both of you. I'm glad to see that these conditions haven't dulled your rapier wit. And he drops the cubes. Well, he doesn't drop them. He takes the cubes and he's just like, kind of like rubbing them, not on your face, but like
Man,
just
this is
under your face of like, well, you're hungry, probably.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is your only sustenance. And he's just sort of like holding it to like taunt you or tempt you. I can't promise you that you'll leave here in one piece. You certainly won't go out the way you came in. But I can at least make sure that you leave with all of your fingers and toes, if you'll only just answer a few questions.
That's all.
What questions has he asked to this point? I assume he's asked for the ones.
He's been asking you where the box is.
Right.
And so I think this is like the song and dance that you've been doing
Yeah.
over and over again. So he's like, I'm not going to play any more games with you, Francis. I want to know where the box is. And I know that you know because you've been working for that bloody imposter this whole time.
Well, my dear, well, Your Highness Bear of the Nine-Light Archpotentate of the Elysian Seas, Grand Captain Admiral of the Trilaxian Fleet, Prince Ismael Rodriguez, Isabel Juan Francesca Romain de la Luz, de la Aurora, Arembide, y Verdad. I don't know what to tell you.
Every like addition of the title, you see his ego just being slowly puffed up more and more. And he's just like you're shining a warm light on him, and he's just luxuriating it.
Yes.
The acoustics of this container really do bring out every last syllable of that title. Well,
If I was working for the imposter, of course, you would know, being as clever as you are, and they being as clever as you, as them as they as you, that they would compartmentalize everything and not leave such information to a lowly, menial employee such as myself.
now I have a question. Do you know what the truth is?
Where the box is, I do not. I don't think. I don't like. It seemed like Princess Ismail pulled one on everybody,
Right.
so I don't think Francis would be part of that.
Yeah. I think he takes one of the cubes and just hurls it against the other end of the container, and it just goes like just splat, right? And it slowly dribbles down the container wall. Don't fuck with me, Francis. I know you know where it is, and I'm going to do, and he grabs your chin, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to find that information out. And nobody, not even your girlfriend here, will be able to stop me. He takes the protein cube, and he slips it into a pocket of the suit that he's wearing, which is the suit that he got shot in, to be clear. So it's old and ratty and gross. One wonders if the cubes have been in there the whole time. And he produces a knife, like it's a switchblade, and he just clicks the blade out. And he very tenderly taps it up against your cheek. What do you do? Either of you, because you're tied together.
Yeah.
It's a real Spider-Man situation.
Yeah.
I've got an idea, but Nikhil, like, what's it look like on your side of the container?
Yeah, how are you feeling about having two being interrogated right behind you? You can't see him. You can't see them. You can hear everything.
Trying to think what she'd be up to.
You're the hero.
You are El Caballero.
To use the kill 'em all move.
Yeah.
A move where I can just kill people without doing anything.
Like what you do actually.
I'm not pressuring you,
Yeah.
but I am gonna say that, like, while you out of character are deliberating, he is like, he gets real close to and just sneers. Like, you see, after all this time that you've been together, all these tender moments that you've shared, she won't do anything. I could split your face from side to side, just like this, from one end to the other, and she would let me do it.
Oh,
Now, what
horizontal.
kind of a love is that?
The vertical split seemed more like your kind of thing.
And he, like, winces. That's an excellent idea, too. If you don't tell me what I want to know, I'll take the whole face off. And then we can debate the finer merits of how I should go about flensing the rest of you.
Okay.
Can I say, I think at the moment while he's saying that to Thu, she's like leaned back as far as she can in the seat, and kind of, I don't know, at a, maybe like sunk down a little bit. So, and trying to just say this so only Thu can hear. And it's just kind of like quietly repeating, like, I trust you, and I trust that we can make it through this. And like, if she can grab like some part of him, she will. They're just tied to just these chairs and to each other, right?
Yeah, so it's the
Maybe
classic,
right.
like you're in two chairs that are back to back. So you're back to back. You can't see each other. You're just looking at opposite walls of the shipping container, and you're being bound by just fiber, by like space cord, space rope.
Maybe like the camera like zooms in, our hands are like holding each other and like
Yeah,
been this whole time,
yeah.
and like Two's been gripping you pretty hard. Like he's been
Yeah.
putting on a brave face.
Yeah.
Like, he's like holding you like, and he's holding like your non-cybernetic hand.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we get that close, and I think to kind of give you the narrative space to be able to have that conversation, he's gotten so close. You can see he's like feeding off of the adrenaline of the possibility of being able to skin you alive.
Yeah.
But he's so intoxicated by it that he just peel is a bad word to use. He pulls back, and he just
No,
drinks
don't
it in.
peel him.
And so he's standing straight, and cracking his neck, and just breathing deep through his nose, just like he's appreciating a fine wine, you know. And so while he's doing that, I think that's the moment when the camera cuts to the two of you close up, like you're kind of out of the side of your mouth, like, I trust you, and then the camera pans down, and we see that your hands are white knuckle clutching each other's.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Franz is gonna keep focus on himself and sort of be like, Your Highness, well, you know how good I am at sussing out information. If you'd 24 hours, I could tell you exactly where Alberto is holed up. But I can't from in here.
So you're manipulating a social superior.
Yeah, I think so.
You have not caught him in a good mood.
No.
Drat.
But your well-being does directly affect his. Because if you die, then his only ticket to getting the puzzle box dies. And you know that. And I think you know that he knows that you know that. You are absolutely in over your head.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and roll with your +2 and any conditions you have.
Let's see.
What conditions do you have right now, anyway?
That's a good question. It's been a bit. I have cornered. So neither.
Go ahead and mark
that's-
another one,
Okay. Let's see.
just for being in this position.
I think introspective fits
Yeah.
best
Okay.
here. All right. Still, that doesn't affect this. Process feelings right now. Acts desperately. Demand what you deserve. No, yeah. So
Hit us with that +2.
there we go. That is what 14.
Oh, that's a good point. How he's gonna get to skin someone? How is he in a bad mood?
Thank you, Jay.
I think it vacillates back and forth. You got a 14 though, right? So it doesn't
Yes.
fucking matter. On a hit, they give into your wiles and agree to do it. So you were like, "Oh, I can tell you, but I can't do it from in here." So he's kind of standing there, holding the knife, perfect silhouette, and he looks you up and down, and he licks his lips a little hungrily. Finally, all I've wanted from you, Francis, this entire time, is a little cooperation, a little respect. And finally, after all this time, after countless attempts to ask simple questions and receive simple answers, I see that you understand your place, where you belong, at my feet. So, now that you've decided to bow, it's only fair that I give you the permission to stand. And he goes to untie your bonds. And as he's starting to untie, he says, and when you do, I'll give you a few moments to gather your things and collect your thoughts. And you are going to do exactly as you said. Provide me with the information that I need. And if you do not in 24 hours, I will make a roadmap of pain across your entire body. You know what I'm capable of. And a few things you don't. The answers as to how far I'll go, Francis, will surprise you. What do you do?
Francis just gonna grin and bear it. Like, sees the way out. He sees the light at the end of the tunnel. He's not gonna sabotage it. No.
Okay. What is Nikhil doing?
Well, yeah. What does Nikhil look like in this? Well, Nikhil's still tied up, I assume. We weren't tied
Yeah,
together.
he's loosening only enough so that you can get up
Yeah.
because of narrative convenience.
Yes.
I think Nikhil is like relaxing a little because it at least Thu is getting out. And I think for her, she's like, I can handle this if it's just me. It's harder to handle if someone else is here who can also get hurt. So like, but I think she's still like wary because she knows that just because a person says like, oh yeah, I'll let you out, and then you'll be safe. Like that doesn't really mean anything.
Well, here's what I think is also happening, is that while you're like loosening up and as you see the bonds, we flash back to that scene on the train where the two of you are like, we're doing this together.
Mm-hmm.
How do we make this work? We're equals.
Mm-hmm.
And we trust each other. And I think we also pan down to your cyber arm, which has a little readout, and it's just been spitting out tactical plans this whole time. It's been doing calculations that you know how to read. To everybody else, it looks like blips and bloops, right? All they see is, a bunch of numbers, and you see blonde, brunette, redhead. You're decoding the matrix, right?
And Nikhil's just checking people out.
I mean, you were the greatest assassin on Corazon Station, right? I think what the audience has seen is that anytime you walk into a room, you know where the exits are and how to kill somebody with the nearest thing within 3 feet of you. And we get those like shots of like tactical, like Terminator style readouts to reflect that. So what I'm doing to pull back the curtain on the GM side is I'm nudging you to play your role.
Gotcha.
What do you do?
Kick ass, bro.
No, that's Monsters of the Week.
Can't roll kick ass
Oh
for
my
this one, yeah.
god. I can't remember the fight move from Free from the Yoke.
Duel.
No, but there's
A battle. I
bitch
take.
battle. Bitch battle, bro.
Gonna call on the ashes. What I need to do, spot something for her to try to, or just like, can she just kind of try to take advantage of the situation since?
Well, what are you doing?
I think she's gonna, as he's like close to the two of them, since
Yep.
the chairs aren't really like tied to anything. It's not like they're tied down to something
No, they're not nailed to the
stationary.
floor.
Yeah. She's just gonna try to like pull back the chairs a little bit to get a little momentum and just shove them into Alberto,
Yep.
knocking him over,
Yep.
and then like spin around so that Thu is no longer like the one facing him, and hopefully he's loose now so she can just like also kind of kick him out of the chair.
Yeah, so the bonds are loosened. You use that to kind of rock forward and then slam back, throwing him against the wall, and you get up and swing around, in theory dislodging both Thu and the chair from
Yeah.
your back, and then the ropes fall, and then you're standing with your free hands, ready to do whatever. Yeah. I mean, because remember, this is a TV show, so, like, narrative convenience is always on the table. If there's a question as to, is this the thing that can happen? It probably is.
Yeah.
There will be a door that you can run through when you're being chased, at the end of the tunnel or whatever. Unless it's dramatically appropriate that there isn't. So, yeah, that is striking out. You 100% will catch him off guard, because he's not expecting you to do anything. Because this whole time he's been making this huge spiel about, well, like, when the chips are down, you're just another body, right? To an assassin, it doesn't matter how much collateral damage there is. Especially to someone with your reputation, because you leave corpses in your wake. That was the whole mission statement behind your interview with Carmen. Has he wronged you?
Nikhil believes so. How dare you touch
I mean, he
Thu?
tied you up for this whole time. I don't know about just, but I think in this case, I think it still matters, because he is treating you like dirt.
Yeah.
He is insinuating that you are still a monster, when you've proven that you aren't, and that you're actually making steps to not do it. And you're not doing things without you're doing things without guile and head on. So
Yeah.
that's a full +3. Plus whatever conditions you have marked.
Ooh, I have. I still only have driven, which does not affect this roll.
Yep.
So that is.
Roll them bones.
E.
Big money. Whammy his face.
It was +2, right? Not 3.
Yeah, it's +3 total.
Oh, whoops.
+3.
Brandon Leon get better since it's +3s.
Oh, that's true. He
So-
does. I got it. 11.
Okay, that's all you need, baby.
Yes.
On a hit, your strike lands. You'll each mark a condition, and you may take something from him or avoid marking a condition.
Take something from him.
You can have his face.
Oh my god.
Oh! Horrible.
You can take his knife away. That's the most obvious thing.
Handsome. Take away his dignity.
Take away his life.
Take his pants.
I take his heart from his chest.
Like once upon a time.
Just Kano.
Take his wife, please. Ooh.
No, take his ass.
Ooh.
This is the wife ass. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's gonna take his weapon, despite the fucking peanut gallery that's showing her.
I mean, I
We've
respect your
established-
choice, but
We've established that Nikhil is like very MMA type fighter, right? Like very
Yeah.
like bob and weave, kind of dodge and jab, right? So it's this perfect Jason Bourne segment of like the camera goes into that kind of fast cut we don't need to do fight choreography if we just cut to fists in faces constantly.
Yeah.
Kind of shooting of like, okay, chair, bam, impact into him, reaction shot. Alberto goes flying against the back of the storage container, slams in, close-up shot of his hand smacking against the metal. The switchblade goes clattering to the floor. He falls to the ground on one knee. You're standing up, swing back around. The chair goes flying backwards. It's a folding chair, so it snaps shut in midair, and it goes clang across the other side, the opposite side of the container. Two, standing, like was starting to stand, now is fully standing, is kind of like being spun around, but like is behind you now. So you are now perfectly positioned to do anything. He is totally disoriented, is without knife.
Hmm.
You see there's a trickle of blood coming down the back of his head and the front of his head, as he is groggily trying to get his bearings. What do the two of you do?
He's cut the rope. The rope is already cut.
Yeah, you're free.
She's been attached to the chair this whole time.
Oh no, sorry. I said
Some
push him
Jackie
in
Chan
the
shit.
throat. I
Oh,
didn't say cut the road. I said push him in the throat.
that makes more sense.
You feel as you look at him, he is helpless. It would be no trouble if you walked over and just scooped him in and got him in a Nelson, or just snapped his neck. And he'd
Held
be
him like a
done.
baby.
And then this whole thing would be over.
Pick him up under his
Stolen.
arms.
Yeah.
Pick
Put
him
him
up
on-
under the arms, put your hands behind your neck, just like swing.
Just shake.
Join the Dark Order.
That knife's also just sitting there
Yeah.
with nobody to use it. It'd be a shame
Mhm.
if somebody picked it up and just gutted him.
Yeah.
Do you know at least 4 different pressure points that would make it fairly painless, honestly? He wouldn't feel anything as he bled out onto the ground.
Or use your action figure rocket action arm to just shoot your arm at him.
Ring. Yeah.
Um,
Do it so that we can sell
To
merch.
drive this home, I think we're also seeing some Sherlock Holmes style like fight assessments, where like in Nikhil's head, like 3 different scenarios of like I could just boom 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 and kill this guy.
Yeah.
In your like little soft focus blue filter mind palace.
Yeah.
What do the two of you do?
Yeah, I think Nikhil's instincts on her end are that just to take him out. Like, at first, that's definitely what she's gearing up for. Because she's like, it would be easy, and then we never have to worry about this again, and we can move on from here. And so she starts moving forward in that direction. Like, I think she uses, like, the chair to kind of, like, keep him in place, although it doesn't look like he's fighting back, but just in case. she's like got him, and pulls up in close to him. Is he still conscious, or is he like completely
Yeah, no,
knocked
he's
out?
like he's had his head cracked, so he's woozy. He's just doing the like there's little robot canaries flying around his head. There's little Kidea cats that are circling him.
It's in Mortal Kombat when they're waiting for you to fatality.
Yeah.
Right,
So
exactly.
they're just standing winded.
So you pin him to the wall with the chairs, right? You just like pop them out and wedge them at certain angles so that he's kind of just stuck,
Yeah.
trapped. Okay.
And she's just, I think she's like holding it in place a little bit. You know, it would be the easiest thing in the world for me to get rid of you right now.
But to interjects.
So yeah, I'm gonna give you a chance to interrupt him. He's coming to, and he looks up at you and he like coughs up a tooth. He's got
Yeah.
blood coming out of his mouth, and with that red mouth, he's just looking up at you, winded, like, Then do it. I know you can make it quick. I don't want that. I want you to make me suffer as badly as you've done everyone else on this station. Come, Nikhil. I know how many skeletons are in your closet. Show me what the greatest killer on Corazon Station is capable of.
Ew. She doesn't say that, but I do.
Rue, are you gonna say something? You say something.
Oh, no, shoot, I was just saying ew.
I think after he says that, a door slams open, and you hear heels clicking towards the scene.
Sin problema?
And from the
Not
shadows,
another one.
you see like a gun first kind of come out of the shadows, and then you see
No.
like, you know, and then you see like a robot leg step out, like a cyborg leg step out, and then you just hear kind of, oh no, she doesn't kill anymore. Her hands are clean now. So step away, Nikhil. I need to talk to about 2.5 of my exes here.
Wow!
Like 2.5.
Incredible!
Oh, I just got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying to do the fucking.
Yeah, the math is 2 is the half of the x.
No.
You were playing whack-a-mole while we had the chess set already out. He is completely shocked. All the color drains out of his face.
I'm also, by
sees
the
you.
way,
Tell us
making
how
a big
good
entrance.
you look.
That seems like a
Oh,
big
oh,
entrance.
yeah.
I'm making a big entrance.
Yeah, so the
Give
camera has
us.
been panning to like your heels clopping against the. What color are they? So that we know how much you stand out against the like dark rust of the junks.
Oh, I think they're like gold. I think they like
Yeah.
shimmer. Like
Yep.
I'm still like it entirely like shimmering again.
Are you
And,
in like
like-
a shimmering gold slip dress as well?
Yeah, I think so. I was like between like she's dressed for like infiltration or but I'm like, no, of course not. No. Karen is like wearing like like a tight-fitting dress that's like casual but like she's all like I'm here on business.
Oh, you're Ada Wong in Resident Evil, but
That's-
in,
yeah, that's
like
like-
gold.
but gold.
Like
That's actually
bright
a
gold.
perfect
Yeah.
that's a perfect comparison.
Yeah.
Karen,
All right,
girl
hit us with that that
So awful.
grand entrance.
Uh,
Who have you been intimate with in the scene?
everyone.
Okay. It's +1 with everyone.
Right?
You're
I know,
two
we-
plus 4.
Nikhil?
No, wait, have we? I forgot. Did we establish that, Rue? Have we like kind of?
I think we established that like there might have been something like well in the past.
You had a fling at one point for
Yeah.
sure.
We had a
Yeah.
fling.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a.
Can't
that's a
believe you
+4.
coveted your neighbor's ass.
Nice.
That's a +3,
Who are
sorry.
you talking
That's a plus
to?
3,
Right.
and
This
I
is only 3
am
people.
the center of attention.
Yes.
So I get that. It's max is +4, right?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, cool. I needed that because I rolled a 4, so that is an 8.
Okay.
Okay.
So, anyone you've been intimate with is surprised, frightened, or confused, which just makes sense.
Yeah.
You're not fully in control of the room, but everyone is like aghast. on
Okay.
various levels.
All right, I don't
So
get
he
the
is
+1.
he is terrified of you.
Oh.
You can see that. Nikhil,
got,
he
like-
would get some kind of perverse joy out of like being killed by.
Mhm.
You are a wild card.
So like Kieran has this gun out and is going to like kind of like gesture, you know, like, all right, you two, step back. This isn't for you, but it can be if you fuck up.
Ooh. Ooh.
Or like if you step out of line, I think. It's like,
Ooh. Ooh.
To Nikhil?
Spicy meatball. Yeah.
Both of us. It's
to both of you, I'm like, all right, step
Okay. I think Nikhil, she'll like start to pull back, but she'll do what she was intending to. And she's gonna kick out and like break his leg so that he's not able to like
Oh,
move
fuck yeah.
anymore.
Awesome.
This is Tuesdays.
She was
Yeah.
never planning on killing him, but she
Ooh.
was gonna like fuck him up. So yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels good. It feels good to hurt him, right?
Oh,
like
fuck yeah.
he's been such a thorn in your side, and he's been making all these problems. You've been in here for like 3 days, shoving down these horrible protein cubes and having to listen to him just monologue and interrogate you for hours on end. Breaking his leg is so satisfying that you can clear a condition for doing it.
Well, yeah.
Hang on, can I break a leg?
He's got 2 legs.
Well, for you, you're
Nikhil's
watching
like,
your
you can
lover,
get in here.
Yeah.
like
Being-
cold and calculatedly just shattering his leg, and he
Yeah.
screams, and it echoes through the whole shipping container and out into the hangar bay of this warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
How does that make you feel?
I think it makes me feel hopeless. I think that seems like that's like we talked about this. You can't be like this anymore. And now you
Now here you
And
are.
here you, we just said we are going to do things together. You're not going to come in and be the knight in shining armor. You're giving up like all of this murder, etc., etc. And there's a moment of, I just want to get this over with. Boom. It puts doubt in you, right?
Yeah.
Market condition.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are you melting down or not?
I'm closed.
Okay, but the two of you have backed up. So Huron, you are in control
Yeah.
here. What do you do?
I like walk up to them again, kind of slowly, kind of enjoy, like, or it doesn't show on Karen's face that she's enjoying this, but like she's kind of like calculated, like, all right. I think as she walks by to Nikhil, she like has the gun pointed towards Albert Smile, and and we'll kind of
Isto.
whisper,
Oh,
huh?
That was Isto.
ew.
Isto?
No.
It's my toe.
There's no more toes after Nikhil got done.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
so you're up on him.
yeah, and I think like as I like pass them, I'm gonna be like, I'm glad you two are okay. Like she says, like a kind of genuine warm.
No.
But I think it's time you go. Get out of here. I'm taking him with me. And then we'll like walk up towards Alberto. And I think we'll like, oh, this is cruel, but she's in the mood. Well, I think just like poke the gun into his like knee, the one that.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
he screams again,
Yeah.
and it's horrible. It's horrible.
Did we ever? I kind of forgot. So does Karen know how or why she got amnesia? Like I kind of forgot. So it was Kidea. This doesn't have to go in there, but I just remember. But like so
You-
Kidea.
As I recall, you convinced Kidea
Yeah, that's what it
to
was.
shoot
Okay.
you with an amnesia dart,
Right.
Yeah.
so that you would have a credible excuse for not knowing why you had crashed your car into the
Yeah.
prison,
To
or that
release-
you wouldn't
yeah.
know that Alberto and everyone else would.
Yeah.
Would like that you were gonna have Alberto become a body double for Ismael,
Yeah.
which is just the most telenovela shit.
Which is so much.
Now that
but-
we're saying it out loud,
But saying it out loud, I'm like, wait, that does make perfect sense.
it does make perfect sense.
Because Karen goes, oh, Alberto, I remember everything now.
Oh.
I remember so much. And to be honest, sweetheart, I regret it. I regret a lot of things, and I think it's time. I think it's time we make this okay. I think, I've done enough for you. Now you got to do something for me. And then she tries to pick him up, tries to get on your feet. You're coming.
You pull him up from
Yeah.
the chairs that he just was wedged in, go crashing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pulling at his clothing and bashing up against his bruised body anyway. And he's just wailing, and he's his head is pressed to your chest, and so he's getting a couple of those facial bloodstains on your golden dress.
Oh, I love
and
it.
He's it's someone in the cinematography department was give me the camera, I've got nothing. And they've shot this like the friggin' Pieta. It's like a Renaissance painting where he's pressed against your chest, reaching up and clawing at your face very gently as you're kind of cradling him and looking down, and he's kind of growling, "It was supposed to have the world, you and I could have given you the stars."
I think she leans in close and goes, "Oh, you're my ticket to the stars. Don't you worry, Alberto."
Cut.
Yeah.
Boom. Kidea and Ismail, what's up? Y'all want to do a scene together, or do you have independent thoughts?
What do you think of JR?
I mean, I'm up for either of those. I got plans, but they involve Kidea and Ismail on trial. Ismail on trial.
is trial.
It's the name of the episode. The horrible finale.
For the audience's benefit, I have changed one of my schemes, which I can do at the start of the episode. So I now am scheming for revenge against Ismail, and also protecting Ismail.
So I guess my question is, what would Kidea be doing while Ismail has been, locked up in Sin Problemas stuff?
I think maybe this scene can be that she has been trying to, with her hacker skills, hack into your prison terminal so that she can have a secure conversation with you.
Yeah.
And that's just been taking her a while.
I like that. Let's do it.
Sweet. So you get, there's the crummy vid screen installed in the wall of your prison that's showing, please stand by, no cat races are currently available at the type of thing. And it sort of fuzzes out for a second and then lights up, and it's got Kidea's face on it. She goes, "Oh, finally. That took long enough."
There you are, darling. So good to see you again.
Yes,
You look
excellent to see
ravishing
you
as
well.
always.
Well, you're a bit the worse for wear.
I beg to differ. I have kept myself very clean, and I'm still wearing my revolutionary gaucho outfit from the previous episode, which I'll link again in the chat for anyone else that might be viewing this.
Yeah, you're still wearing this outfit. It's a little rough around the edges, but
yes,
I mean,
but
of
that
course
only
it's
makes it work
flawless.
better.
Exactly,
Okay, all right.
right.
She's
When
like,
it's been
"Oh,
artfully tousled.
Move back from the... I'm adjusting the zoom. Okay, no, you do look good. Excuse me. I couldn't see the hat earlier. Also, do you like my hat? She's wearing the...
She's wearing Ricky
Oh,
Dangerous Ranchero
I
hat.
forgot.
You've been coveting that as long as I've known you. You've said, I'm going to get the hat from that Ricky Danger one of these days. Well, I
Very
recall when
hard.
first we met, how light the days were then. My biggest scheme was whether or not I'd be roaringly drunk or smashingly drunk at the latest gala I was attending without receiving an invitation, and yours was, I believe, fixing the races so that you could see if you could get Ricky Danger's hat away from him on a bet.
I never did. He was too wily for me every time.
Youth. He said of like, maybe a year ago in
Right,
game
yeah.
time.
Like, 14
There were
months.
simpler times.
We were young and beautiful then.
And she says, well, I just wanted to say that we've been doing a lot of plotting and a lot of planning, and I want to make sure we're not coming at anything at cross purposes.
What are you plotting and planning?
Well, you have to go first.
Do
I hacked in here, so you have to go first.
Well, of course. I'm plotting and planning the same thing. I've always been plotting and planning from the beginning. That's all I've been doing. You absolutely
smashing
must know
the
what that
throat.
is by now.
Is this the one where you make the station rise up and overthrow people?
Yes.
I still don't really understand that one.
Look, I'll put it this way. I'm not the crown prince of Trialax, am I? That honor belongs to my older sister. And she, if I were ever to return, would have me eliminated as a threat. I came as far away as I could while still benefiting the people of Trilax. The only thing that benefits the people of Trilax is a free and independent Corazon station. When I arrived and the factions were perfectly balanced because no one could seize control of the station, everything was perfectly harmonious. But as soon as the cube and rumors of it allowing someone to seize complete and perfect control of this station arrived, the balance was gone. It was shattered. After all, what do you think would happen if the Espadon Empire were to seize the cube or the Tesauros? There would be war in the galaxy. Or at least in this system.
I shudder to think.
Mhm.
So,
Does that explain things, my love?
I have to admit, in all of the uprisings and riots and schemes and getting captured and things, I've lost track of where the cube is.
No, I know where it is.
You
Don't
know where
worry.
it is?
Yes. I removed it from Sin Problemas' vault, and now it's at the heart of the
Mhm.
station, hopefully protected by the people of Corazon Station and the Remoras themselves. But it is out of my hands, and it is out of everyone else's.
That doesn't seem secure enough to me. I worry that one or the other of these factions is going to try for it.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm hoping will happen.
And then what do we do?
Well, I don't want to spoil the surprise. I've told you my scheme. Now you tell me yours. It's only fair, darling.
All right, fine. I'm planning on breaking you out of jail in most spectacular fashion.
Oh dear. When?
Oh, I think any... She looks at her wrist as though she, has a watch, but she does not.
She does not have a watch.
Any moment now. And I will flash back to a time I made preparations.
Yeah, what do we see?
I think we see Kidea is messing with one of her new flat cats, the very flat color changing plant DNA orchid mantis / cat hybrids that we saw assassinating the Espadon Empire people in the last episode. And I think she's trying to train one to move while it's still maintaining its camouflage. It slides along the floor really slow, and it keeps not getting the color matching right. It can't really move very fast, and she's trying to make it hold something in its mouth while it does it. So it's kind of a little comedy montage of that.
Yeah,
Aw.
yeah.
And
A short stack of flat cats. And the boysenberries.
we will see if she managed that or
Yeah.
not. So for my questions, I think it makes sense that I've had plenty of time to mess with that.
Seems like.
Yeah.
Had someone looking out for trouble, and I'm keeping my hands clean.
Yeah, you're not. You're not doing it.
Yeah.
All
I
kinds of
can't.
people make genetically altered animals on this station. You can't prove anything.
There we go. Got an 11.
Okay, you do it clean. So have you? I assume you've arranged for somebody to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think as Ismael is looking at her wrist, he hears a little like sort of squeaking, sliding sound, and then under the door, just a super flat cat just pushes its way under the prison door, and then it's using like its tiny little paws to like pull itself forward in the front,
Oh my god.
and then it just like squinches in and then like pops out and sort of unfurls and like origamis itself back up into standing up, and then it like looks at him with its big I think it's got big pink cat eyes because
Nice.
it's white and pink, the same color scheme as her, and then it goes meow, and it extends out like a super long tongue
What?
that has a key card at the end of it.
Oh, how wonderful.
I love this.
I'd
so
hate to
much.
ruin your plans, but I do want to know, why do you plan, what are you hoping to spring me for? And Ismail picks up the key card.
What do you mean, what for?
What do you hope to accomplish? What's your ultimate goal?
I just don't like you being over there in a cell.
I
I
don't
miss
like it
you.
either, but
I
I'm-
wanted to see you again, and I'm getting a bit frustrated of waiting. I simply must, and I'm declaring my love passionately,
What?
or expressing my love passionately.
Oh, I love it.
I just can't wait to see you again.
Yes.
That's what this has all been about. It's
Oh my
for our
God.
illicit rendezvous, of course.
Yeah.
How are you dressed to impress?
I think. What
I mean,
am I
I
wearing?
mean, the hat.
Yeah, I've got the hat on.
You've got that hat. It looks good on
Only the
everything.
hat.
Only the hat.
It's pretty regular.
Well, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
She's an orchid mantis.
Oh, it's so good.
Can I? It's just been naked this whole time. We don't meet any more of her species, but every time.
Right, they're all wearing clothes.
They're all
so
wearing
another
I
one.
mean, there's a reason we get along so well.
Just big bug-sized parkas.
There are
Alright,
pictures.
I got an 8.
Okay. Your target gives themselves to you or reveals a secret they probably shouldn't.
Well, far be it from me to refuse such an earnest request. And here I was hoping I'd finally have to face justice and answer for the crime of having the mayor assassinated.
Nope, don't care.
I know. That's what I love about you. You truly don't.
You're too noble by half, Prince Ismail. You need to be an inveterate schemer like me.
Well, that's why we make such a good partnership, darling. I love you. What if you came here?
I already sent you a cat, Ismail.
Yes, and I sent you.
I can't go flat and fit under doors.
And then I'd like to flash back to a time that I made preparations.
Yes!
To what end?
Well, you see, back when we were scheming and plotting the heist, and Prince Ismail was like, I would probably get arrested if I do what I have planned, because that's like being arrested and on trial is the crux of my plans. And I also know, like, I think Prince Ismail is very aware that Kidea is basically, like, for all that she's a mantis orchid, she's also a cat. So I think Prince Ismail would have arranged to bribe some of Sin Problemas's guards, not to let him out, nothing like that, but to arrange for a visit. After all, he is a doomed man. Why would they deny him his last request?
Right. He can
The boss
have-
never needs to know, and they can feel good about themselves because they know that what they're doing isn't right.
Yeah, but you can have any one person come back into your cell or whatever for an evening or whatever. Okay.
Let
Did
me,
you have plenty of time to do that?
Yes.
Did you have anyone looking out for
No, I
trouble?
don't think
I
so. I
so.
don't think they're not there. I'm seizing control or trying to seize control
You're trying
of the
to seize
situation.
control for sure.
Oh my god, I fucking love.
All right. That is a 9. No, yes, that's a 9.
Okay. Mark a condition, or I will give you a worse outcome or a hard bargain.
Do I get to know what the hard bargain is before I mark a condition?
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
The hard bargain or the worst
Yeah,
outcome?
or worst outcome or hard bargain.
Okay. So what you want basically is a private one-on-one
Mm-hmm.
where nobody's gonna bother you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Sin Problemas wants to be there.
Well, I mean, I don't have any problems with that. We'll put on a great show.
'Cause she's like, well, you could be having any kinds of conversations you want with people. Like, how do I know that you're not just gonna, like, I'm just gonna let you have an hour to yourself without any supervision? Do you think I'm foolish? Do you think I'm stupid? No. I'm gonna make
No,
sure that
I would
this
never
is all
underestimate you
above
like
board.
that. Well, I believe there's an invitation for you arriving at the door. I've arranged some transport.
Yeah, there is a car outside your lab.
It's not like a prison transport, but some
Yeah.
problemas. She's got a nice
It's
car.
it's one of
Oh,
Sin
no.
Problemas' very fancy hover cars.
Nice. And so Kidea just like rubs her head for a second and it's just like, never a dull moment. Alright. And then she looks through the camera and you can see her like making eye contact with the cat, and she raises up 3 of her hands and just goes like snaps in like a particular weird little pattern. And the cat like leaps and surges up towards you, and there's a moment where you're like, what? And then it like snorgels itself around your neck and like down onto the bed, and then its flat body sort of like changes so that it looks like you're wearing a blanket.
Like a little shawl.
A little shawl.
Oh,
But like a
kitty
big
shawl.
shawl, because it's
Like a big shawl,
pretty
yeah.
big. But it's like he's
like a cat poncho.
yeah.
I think once the once Kidea has left and is
Yeah.
on her way, I think Ismail will allow himself a small I think they smell my cat.
Wait.
Yeah.
Because if
your
you'll
poncho is
recall,
purring to itself.
yes, Prince Ismail is friends with Senor Mitones.
That's the name.
The rogue, the rogue escaped cat from Kidea that was hanging out in the lab with the architect.
That's
Los
right.
That's
Arquitectos.
right.
It's true.
Oh, I'm
Oh
so glad
God.
you
I
didn't forget
fucking-
about.
The
No,
big
why
super
would I
forgot
ever
about
forget
that.
about that? That's like my whole plan is that cat.
Cat is
Like
gonna be king.
like nothing else. It's just petting that cat.
Oh God.
Oh.
Could we like transition into like us, conversing or whatever in front of Sin Problemas?
Yeah, I think that's great. That's exactly what I was going to do.
Perfect.
So we flash forward in TV magic, right? It's just a jump cut. To the two of you are in the cell, and Sin Problemas is sort of standing there disapprovingly, with her weight on her back foot, and she's just locked the two of you in. And,
Okay, she's not in the cell with us. She's like
No.
there's a.
She just
a
wants to be
glass.
like nearby
Yeah, that
in
makes
case
sense.
either of you decides to do anything silly. Not like you can do whatever you want. Like
Right.
if you wanna make out, like she's not gonna care. She just wants to make sure that you're not like slipping each other like a file to.
No, that
escape.
already happened.
already
happened.
I have the key card, home,
Right.
and the cat poncho.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Right.
I think this time to reflect how we know how like pissed off she is. She's wearing, it's all black, right? So
Yeah.
Black bodycon, micro dress, all the way up to the like basically like boots that are pants, except they're not. You know, they go beyond the knee, beyond the thigh. With severe heels.
You know, dear, we've never talked about how you feel about polyamory, but I tell you, sin problemas is just giving me ideas.
Well, I have to admit, you have always had excellent taste in legs, she says, like kicking up her long, pointy foot. I can't begrudge you that, even a little bit.
She leans back against the bars of the cell behind her. Flattery will get you nowhere at this point. Both of you, frankly. Go
Doesn't
on,
matter.
have your little chat.
I don't want flattery to get me anywhere. I want it to get you in here with us. At least for an hour, maybe two. Depends on how exhausting you want to get.
Oh, that is
Oh.
a good idea.
I'll have to entertain the thought after you burn for what you've done. I'm sure that the holograms can create a reasonable likeness.
You'd be surprised some of the things that our dear prince has up his sleeve.
So very grateful you said sleeve, darling. I'm afraid history is not kind to lovers. And while love can bloom on the battlefield, it is poor soil indeed, the longevity of the blossom.
So you intend to go through with this then?
Yes, I intend to go through with this. I must. There is a favor I have to repay. A
From who?
kindness.
Me? I wouldn't want you to do this.
No, of course not. No, this is entirely for the benefit of Nikhil.
How so?
I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Sinprolimus is like pretending not to listen, but her eyebrow, as she's like looking down at the ground, her eyebrow goes up when you say it's for Nikhil. So she's got her arms folded, and I think she's like started pacing, kind of back and forth. Like it's unclear whether the tiger in the cage is you or her, the way that the scene is shot. So she's just sort of like walking occasionally in and out of frame in the background.
After all, Corazon Station has always been a pot waiting to boil over. All it needed was the right push. The question is which way it will boil over, and I intend to see that the steam from this heat is put to good use.
I only wish that you didn't have to burn your tongue on a soup that's too hot for you.
The only thing I want to burn my tongue on is you, darling.
Alright, I set you up for that one. And she leans in for a kiss.
You know, like the kind of like unreserved, just like this is the person who was kind of made like or you know who's made for you, or at least one of them.
Yeah, they're like two waves just crashing into each other.
Right.
Mhm, just like comfortable but also exciting and thrilling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the way this is shot is just fully reflects that. Just a real like spiral rotating shot around the two of you as you give yourselves to each other.
Kadea has taken the cowboy hat off. She's holding it
Oh,
in one of her
respectfully.
hands.
It's like hung on a, not hung on a hook. There's no hooks in jail cells. It's on the bed.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, you know, I don't know how far, if you want to fade this to black, Kidea, but if we do, I mean, I'm up for it.
That's the best.
And we fade to
idea.
black.
So I think yes.
I think.
Oblivious is just like-
Yeah, I think that's where she like realizes what's happening. She like,
yeah, you're not trapped in. We're not trapped in here with you. It's the other way around.
we're gonna drive you away with our intimacy, right? She hears something and she like takes a step in. What are the two of you up to?
Oh.
Mm.
A lot of paperwork to find. Slowly, clop, clop, clop. Walks down the hall, and she positions two guards at either end of the hall. She's like, "Don't look, but don't let them leave. Tell me when it's over."
Oh my god.
She storms out.
I think kind of in the middle of it, I want to tell Kidea, very sexily to bring to find Nikhil and Tu and bring them to the trial,
Ooh, yeah,
just as part of our lovemaking.
yeah.
Like it's like that, like
Like a
you know, I know
regular thing
we're
we
not
talk
like showing that, but like on the telenovela,
But
it's like the
oh my dear, make
shirtless-
sure you bring Nikhil.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nikhil dies somewhere.
Nikhil just sits there like, I think I gotta die now.
I just feel awful all of a
Just
sudden.
Nikhil.
And then Ismail does that thing with his tongue. This is for you. This is for you, Brendan Leon Gambetta.
I thought you were gonna say this is
What
for
you
you,
wanted.
Nikhil.
I know you're not in the chat, but when you watch the VOD or listen to it later,
Right. We went there.
Targeted content.
Targeted,
delicious.
called out.
I think it looks like Kevin shut down, so
We killed him. We did it.
he accidentally rocked the power button on him. So I think that might be a good time to take a break, so that we
Yeah,
can
it
let
sounds
the
like it.
finale, the rest of this second half,
Oh my
really
God.
breathe. So collect yourselves, fan yourselves off, get some water to cool down from that very steamy moment, and do what you got to do. We're going to be back in, let's say, 10 minutes. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with more romance and revenge.
You have Twitter, Vin.
He can't be on Twitter if he's holding Takis. Welcome back, everybody, from your break. Hope you got some water and you cooled off from that spicy interlude that we left on. We are going to get right back into this action because, wouldn't you know it, we've only got an hour left to make all of your dreams come true. To capture the soul of the station and find true love, or return to your darker impulses and lose all that progress that you've just made trying to be better people. Who knows how it will end? We'll find out. After that scene, we cut to sort of an interstitial moment where Nikhil and Tu are post breaking out of prison, basically. So we find the two of you, I think, at one of your apartments. We haven't seen a lot of Tu's place.
No.
So
We've
we
seen
end
it
up,
once. Yeah.
we've seen it
I
once.
saw it once when I wasn't in the game.
Yeah, when Nikhil was tearing it apart.
Oh yeah.
When Kidron was tearing it apart. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
me.
So we
saw
go
your
back to Tu's
family.
place. Remind the audience what this is like.
It's pretty cramped. It's a big place, but it's cramped because a lot of people live here. There's a couple generations of family living in this one like sort of I don't know, duplex unit. What the fuck?
It's
I
like
don't know. I don't
a
care.
tenement block in the
Yeah.
Junks, right? But you, like all of your relatives live there, right?
Yeah, and we I think the scene comes in like it's a scene of like a couple of Tu's family, Vietnamese looking folks, diaspora looking folks, sort of around the table passing around food and things like that, and like sort of yelling very loudly at each other in like a mix of Vietnamese and English and like maybe a little bit of Spanish. And the door opens and Tu walks in with Nikhil, like holding Nikhil's hand, but like and like everybody's like, oh, like we'll go home, everything, and like one of Tu's aunts like comes and grabs the keel and tries to sit her down, and yells at Tu in Vietnamese to like go get bowls and go get chopsticks, go get dua, and Tu's like no, hang on, and grabs Nikhil back up like, no, we gotta talk, and like walks away, and like there's like this like tug of war a little bit trying to pull Nikhil back. But eventually, like Tu makes his way through. It's not a clean place. It's messy. A lot of people live here. This is actual house people live in, not like just a set. It's like it's supposed to look like anyway. And we go into Tu's room of this apartment, and it's it's all IKEA like analog furniture. It's real cheap. It's all dinged up and used. He's got like one of those exposed like clothing racks where he's got like a couple suits and things on
The
it.
hangers,
All his
right?
work clothes. Yeah. For some reason has like a tube TV.
And I think it's really sells a lot about this whole series and the themes that we've been dealing with these characters, right? Where you've got this really tight building that is full to the brim with people and life, right? These people are eking out, like, it's hard, but they're still making a good living with what they have. They have to work for every single inch of it, but they're still able to come together and have this community and these connections. And in Tu's room, we see just like this old beat up cheap furniture, the old technology compared to everything else, right? And you've got this open wardrobe with like $500 suits on it from your work with Ismail.
Yeah.
So with this framing, and of course, like, it's early evening, so of course there's the like sunlight that's fading through the slats of the windows that's casting these like slices onto the wall. You look exposed and vulnerable here.
Yeah.
What did the two of you do?
I think Tu immediately goes over to the rack, like starts sort of taking off these clothes that he's been wearing for a couple of days, takes them off, like goes shirtless, has like the obligatory, like, hey, remember this actor is very attractive?
Yeah.
This is what we hired them for?
Man.
Yeah. Just a huge, wide, 3 wolves wide man.
Yeah.
How many abuelas
And he puts on
wide?
a new shirt, passes it, like sort of grabs a hoodie and hands it to Nikhil.
Aw. Yeah, I think like Nikhil has been getting changed like in another corner, and so you just see like her hand come out and grab the hoodie and then come back out with it on. I think just like in this place, I think Nikhil definitely feels happier than in her own place. Like, to contrast just for like a second, like Nikhil's home is like the opposite of Du's place. Like, everything is brand new, but everything is very like cold and just practical stuff everywhere, just like either her weaponry or like spy equipment or, you know, radios and things, and like things are just kind of put away, and it's, other than when she's there or like Idea is there or someone else, it's fairly like lifeless looking.
It's functional.
Yeah. There isn't really like anything nice. Like, probably the only thing that she kind of like lights up around is like her weapons and stuff, which is very weird. But that's like the only things that are like, oh, these are like mine, and they hold some kind of memories for her.
Because you've been defined by your work for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here, like, 2 has, I assume, like, posters and photographs and stuff, and like newspaper clippings and stuff. Like, it's decorated. It feels lived in. And I think we have a few of these shots of like Nikhil thinking about that, of like looking at a corner of the room, and it flash cuts to Nikhil's apartment and how completely different it is between these different areas. So the 2 of you have just like done a costume change into your casual streetwear now. What do you do?
I think Nikhil, I'm gonna say there's like little like stickers or something like on your bed that like maybe some of the kids have like stuck on at some point. And she's just kind of like tugging at the like edge of one that's coming off, and looks over at you. How are you?
I'm fine. What? How are you? You went a little wild back there.
Yeah, I just did what I had to for us to get out of there. And she's
You
like,
did a bit more than that.
she's like definitely very more like closed off compared to how she's been for a while. So it's just trying to be like very business, like, I mean, I just a moment of like letting my instincts take over or whatever, so we can get out.
Do you buy that?
I think she's 50-50 about it. He'll be like, my mom, she was in the war. She didn't really talk about any of that stuff. Like, conceptually, I get it. You gotta do stuff, but seeing it, it's something else. Like, how much was it instinct, or was it catharsis?
It was a little of column A, a little of column B, probably. Yeah, I keep trying to separate from all of this, but my past is what it is. I can't take away all those years of training and who I was in an instant.
I know. I know it's a process. But that doesn't make it... Knowing doesn't make it easier.
Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't.
Like, I want to understand, but that was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. It's always a a lot.
You know, it's almost easier being on the receiving end of the beating than witnessing it.
Yeah.
Who looks so small to you, Nikhil, when they say that?
Mm. You're right in what you're insinuating, that it did feel good to go back to what I know. I don't like that it felt good. But I didn't know what else to do, I guess, besides that, to stop him. I didn't want to kill him. And so I thought, I don't know. I don't want anyone else to have to do that either.
And 2 is gonna stand up and sort of grab a jacket, put it on, and be like, we should get going to the courthouse, you know, and like sort of like opening up the scene to be like, 2's kind of pulling away if Nikhil wants to either give him space or pull him back.
Yeah, you see that 2 is retreating from the conversation. And the shot pans out so that the 2 of you are being pulled apart in the cinematography. What do you do?
If I may offer some advice, you are El
Yes.
Caballero. You should be acting with guile.
I was thinking, what would she think to do?
What would the writers have you do?
In the finale of this show.
Yeah, because the audience
true.
right now, what's happening is everyone who's watching the show is just like biting their nails, like, oh my god, they got so close, and now, right, just shoving fistfuls of Takis in their mouth. Like, but they said they were gonna make this pact, and now 2's like pushing it away.
I think she, as you grab your jacket, she like crosses the distance and helps to like put it on through. Like she grabs it, kind of, not grabs it, but she like, all of a sudden you just see like her hand come into the frame as he's putting it on.
Right.
To put it on. I don't want this to be the thing that drives the wedge between us. It felt awful afterwards. As much as it was my instinct to just kill him for hurting us, I didn't want it in that moment. I just wanted us to get out. And then Kiran jumped in, and I didn't want her to get hurt too, even though wasn't sure what her plans were. I just wanted to end the situation, as quickly as possible. I just want to get on from this moment. I'm so tired of this, everything that's going on here.
So you can feel Nikhil making some excuses, almost,
Mhm.
you know, justifying her behavior.
Yeah.
But do you want justification, or do you want honesty?
Yeah, 2 wants honesty. 2 wants, like, 2 wants to understand, but 2's heard this before.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Two's gonna, like, as she's helping him with the jacket, sort of put his hand on her hand as is on her shoulder and, like, turn to face her. And, like, hold both of her hands and
Yep.
you know I wouldn't ask you to change for no reason. It's but if we want to make a life together, there's gotta something's gotta give, and you gotta be honest with me and be honest with yourself. Like, if we need to find you somebody to talk to, like somebody else who's gone through this or something like that, I'll look into it. We'll do it, and I'll be there for you. But, like, you gotta walk the walk. You can't just talk.
Because that's what you need, right? Yeah. That sounds like you're expressing your love passionately.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
How are you dressed? you're wearing a suit, right?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah,
You just
she's
put this
going-
jacket on.
Yeah.
You were
Oh, yeah.
just in these grungy clothes. You've been in a storage container. You haven't
Mhm.
washed up, but who cares? Nobody can
Yeah.
smell you on TV anyway. So you just put on this fresh pressed suit. And it's your 3-button affair, right? You're like three-piece suit and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't had time to put the tie on, so it's like it's unbuttoned, like, very low.
Right. 2 buttons undone on the dress
Yeah.
shirt, the vest undone, like, yeah. That's the +1.
Yep.
As far as we know, the two of you are only in this relationship at this
Say,
point.
do you think two single Nikhil?
Oh.
Does
I
it
think-
work if
I-
you two are together?
I don't know if this is in over your head.
I don't think so. I think at this
Yeah.
point, like, we've had this talk a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stakes are high, but like, well, maybe not. If this doesn't go well, then like maybe this is the end of this relationship. I'm gonna give you the +1 for that.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just really... Okay, no conditions to fuck with me here.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
That's what, +3. That's that. That's 79. 10.
Okay.
Oh,
10. On a hit, your target gives themselves to you or reveals a secret they probably shouldn't. On a 10+, they also tell you whether they love you or not, and who else they love. Ball's in your court, Nikhil.
Do I pick or do you pick? I
You
forget.
pick.
I pick, okay.
You pick. If I picked, it'd be no. You love Kiran.
I walked in there and you were like, "Oh, two would never do that." I'm suddenly very aroused.
Is that a gun? Um. uh. I think Nikhil pulls out like the key card for her place and hands it over to do. Let's get rid of it all of my things from before. And then she just starts like pulling out weapons and like undoing them and like pulling out like bullets, and she's like, I'll clean it up afterwards. Don't worry, nothing will explode or anything. And she like
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's a nice gesture, but like there's kids around. You know?
She's dropping it onto like a table that conveniently has a
disposal
bag.
in here. It's like a dystopian, pseudo-dystopian space station. There's like a garbage vent. You can just dump it in the chute.
We put it in the chute and we watch it get invented in this.
Yeah. Exactly. So like
Yes.
all of these like firearms and like grenades and stuff are just like drifting out into space. Never like nobody cares that like they might hit something. Space trash is not a thing in this universe.
It's the gesture.
It's the gesture that we care
Yeah.
about because it's a telenovela.
You're not the imposter.
I can see the trash going out.
Going back to the first episode, is the last one you pull out the little amnesia dart thing that Hideo gave you?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. That.
Oh my god. In case you ever need to forget it all. But why would you forget this?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's a way for her to like just get rid of her weaponry from here. There's a part of me that's like, she just has it to like blow up. Set up.
I mean, like you remember, this is a TV show. So,
Yeah, whatever you want.
And it's a melodrama. So
Yeah.
any way
Logic
you want
would
to
be-
play it,
It's the finale. We got all the
Right.
budget we want.
people
Yeah.
don't act rationally. It's a telenovela.
Logic be damned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so she like
So do you
pulls-
like push a button and like all of your gear just like self-destructs or like collapses in on itself or whatever?
Rue,
Yeah.
can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
They explode, but inexplicably look like fireworks.
Yeah. Of course. The Guardian of the Galaxy shit. And if that's the case, then two like sort of is sort of behind you and like puts his arms around you, and like you're both looking out the porthole window. We get the shot from the inside, and then two will pull you in for a kiss, and like we see like just them like sort of flashed like lights with this very colorful
Silhouetted in
lights.
the exploding fireworks.
Yeah.
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 I think Nikhil, there's like a little bit of I don't know if desperation is the right word, but just like she really like pulls into this, like she
Mhm.
needs it.
Yeah, we can see how much it means. Before you go in there, you do have to say whether you love two or not, and who else you love. So what is the like thing that you say as the two of you get wrapped up into this moment?
I think she pulls away for like just a second, but they're not really that far apart. And she just says, I love you. You'll always come first before everything else. And then she just leans back in.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and we see the two of you re-embrace, and as you lock together, the camera pulls back through those slits in the window, and we see the pops of color and the bursts of light illuminating the room as we see the two of you, your silhouette, perfectly entwined, reflecting the couple that Nikhil saw reflected in the window when she was like, I want that for me. I have that for me.
Oh,
The camera pulls back and we see this continuing slow-mo boom, boom, boom coming from Nikhil's apartment. And we hang on that for just another second more. Boom. Fade to black. And then the harsh clang of a wooden gavel echoing through a courtroom. We have Ismail seated, sin problemas, still in that black getup, I think, but like she's added a trench coat to it, like a suit, like a pea coat, basically, on top of that. So there's like this space pea coat made of vinyl. Why not?
Why not?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's black vinyl with like red bright blood red accents, like geometric angles and stuff. Severe like blood red lipstick and like midnight black eyeshadow. And in the audience we have Nikhil and two seated together. And is Kiran here?
No.
What's up with you?
Kiran's not here. Actually, could Ismail not be out yet?
Yeah, okay. Ismail's not here yet.
Like, you know, he's in the
He's
holding
in the
cell or
wings.
whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Because I want to have a small scene with Ismail
Okay.
before all this, if you're okay with that. I think like you're in the. Tell me if I need a flashback to preparations or all this, because it feels mighty convenient. But I think you're in your cell. You can kind of hear there's a lot of commotion outside. It's like, oh, it's time to go. And like a guard comes in to or like two guards come in to take
Mhm.
you out. But right as like they close the door and then you see them like lock it. There's like that audible click. And then like they walk up to you and Kiran takes off a helmet and it's Kiran. It's like, hey Ismail.
Ah, I'd been wondering if you're going to show up. What can I do for you?
No, you're wrong. Or wait, no, sorry. You're
Frequently.
I have something. There's a lot you can do for me, actually. I have something you want, and you know we play this game, and every time we play this game, there's an audience, and every time there's an audience, you get away, or somebody gets hurt, or you know. Things get shuffled around. We never get an answer. So this time, I think it's just you and me. That's what I want right now. Oh, and then like grabs the other bodyguard and like pulls off their helmet, and it's Albert's Mael.
Oh.
Who is just completely cowed.
Yeah.
At this
Like I
point.
think like is and I think like is like is bound, like is handcuffed and stuff, but like kind of
In a way that
secretly.
looks subtle, right?
Yeah. I want to make a bargain with you.
Right?
You wouldn't want a trial if you knew you would get something out of it. Or unless you knew you would get something out of it. You're gonna tell me what you're doing. You're gonna cut me in so I can get the hell out of here. And in return, I'll give you what you want, or at least what I think you want. Your life back, your titles, your status. Because I don't know if you remember, but this here, my poor Alberto has your biometrics, and I can give them back to you.
Just been looking at the floor. He looks like very slowly, just his eyes like reach yours without raising his head too much. That sounds like you're trying to manipulate a social superior.
Yeah, I think and Karen like pulls out the blaster that comes with the guard uniform and just kind of like pokes Alberto and says, "If you don't comply, I'll erase your goddamn biometrics from the.
Oh!
Ismael will be no more."
Ooh. Have you caught Ismail in a good mood?
Oh,
In a good mood.
I think so.
All right.
Actually, no, I think he was in a good mood right up
Until you pulled the gun.
right up until you assumed that what he wanted was his titles and status.
Ooh, good.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice.
All right. Does your well-being directly affect his?
Huh? I don't know. What do you? I mean, now that has to do with your play. I'm curious.
I
Is
don't.
Karen's
No,
well-being-
it does not.
No, it does not. Okay.
It does not.
That's
You are
fine.
the center of attention right now, though.
That's very
It's
true.
just me.
And any other conditions you have involved.
Oh fuck! To manipulate a superior, I might actually. No, I do not. Okay.
Okay, +1.
+1, +2, because I did catch you in a
+2.
good mood.
Excuse
No,
me.
that
I'm
does
not
po-
in a good mood.
Oh no,
No,
you
right.
said no to that. Okay, so then
Yeah.
just +1, so that's a
+1.
9. Okay, so it doesn't get pushed over.
Okay.
But
He needs a bit more convincing. Would you like to
Yeah.
abase yourself and mark a condition, or give him something he wants first?
I would have one last condition left. So, or I have one last condition left. So let's. What do you want? I am here to bargain, technically.
That is true.
I am just like my chips are, set to explode.
Kiran. I was proud of you up until you assumed that my titles and status mean anything to me.
Oh,
I've told you before, power and wealth, they're meaningless unless you do something with them. They were tools and they've served their purpose. Kill him for all I care. No one is going to stand in the way of Corazon Station. Not you, not I, not Sin Problemas, not this poor fellow. Do you want to get out of here? Do you want to start a new life somewhere? All you have ever had to do was ask. All you've ever had to do was join me, be a part of my organization. There was a time when I wanted to possess you. I thought your beauty needed to be caged. I did not like other people touching my things. There was a time I wanted to destroy you. Was this perhaps a strong word? If you want to get out of here, I can make that happen. All you have to do is join me. Stop standing in the way of everything you want. All of this is you trying to prove to yourself that you can take power. But what you have to understand is power is never taken. It is only given.
Ooh.
Ooh.
He called you out.
Yeah.
Were you trying to strike?
Yeah, I was, and also while also explaining what I want, because I think if you melt down, or I guess you won't melt down. You'll just
I will melt down.
Yeah, I think
You'll be
I think
primed
so.
to melt down.
Mhm.
Oh,
So I think
Unless you're trying to make me melt down, in which case I could mark a condition.
For being called out.
no, I'm telling you what I want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
And
also
I do want you to join me.
striking
but-
with.
You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like that's important here because of how Ismail is feeling, and like it's the finale.
Yeah.
I'm for this.
Did that catch you off
So-
guard, Kieran?
Oh, but yes, it did. I think, like, because Karen, I think, genuinely is like, Ismail's been just wanting to get back his power. And,
Yep.
like, the thing that he needs is this.
Of course he'll give in to this.
Yeah.
How
of
could
course.
he not? So yeah, so the +1 for that. He
Yeah.
has wronged you, and you are seizing control here.
Yes, yes.
So-
So that's a
All
plus
of the
3.
above.
Let's shake these beautiful dice. All right, that is a 7.
Okay. Your strike lands. Each of you will mark a condition.
Oof,
Okay.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'm lustful now. Let's see.
Hey, me too.
Hey, me,
Me too.
This is so we see how like exciting this is of like the tete-a-tete of like
Yeah.
you love being in each other's faces. You love snarling and baring your teeth
Mhm.
at each other.
Oh, this is like the worst of each of us right now.
Right. Yeah.
Or at least for Kira. Definitely the worst.
It's definitely the worst for Kieran. Yeah. We have yet to see the worst of Ismail. But Ismail has explained like this is how you give me what you want if you want to make this bargain. So what do you do about that?
I think like there is a silence, and then Karen just holsters the gun, just like doesn't even like look at him, just goes sit, and then Alberto just finds a chair.
It
Yeah.
just drops, right.
And I think like leans onto the bars, kind of like tired, like thinking,
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
okay, Ismail. You know, when it's just the two of us, no audience, I think I can actually hear you. I think I actually understand what you're saying. Tell me what you need. I'm here for you. But I swear to God, I just want this to end. All right?
Get to the heart of the station.
That's it?
Get there first.
Okay. Okay. What should I do with him?
Leave him.
Here?
Yes.
Awful. I mean, it's kind of a horrible, nightmarish man right now. Are you good?
Prince Ismail grabs the blaster that comes with the guard uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think so.
This is the last time I'm trusting you, Ismail.
I hope not.
Well, prove yourself.
After you.
I'll see you at the heart.
Only if everything goes terribly awry.
I think, like, I think she like knocks on wood as she like leaves.
Yeah.
And then Prince Ismail turns to Alberto. Like, he's, like, clearly suffering, right?
Yes. Deeply.
Oh, my friend.
Emotionally.
I feel I failed you when I took you off Trilax. When I took you into my own retinue. I thought perhaps service and time away from the backstabbing politics of the homeworld would curb that violent, vengeful streak. But I suspect there's some small part of you that will always be pulling the wings off of the jewel flies. I wish it did not have to end like this.
No.
And then I pull the trigger.
Yeah. And he looks, as you raise the pistol, he looks you dead in the eyes and says, "It has been an honor being you." And then that's it. And it's, a silenced blaster, so nobody hears anything. We cut to the courtroom. So in the courtroom is Kidea, Nikhil, and two. Sin Problemas is there. Someone comes out and announces, all rise for the Honorable Judge XYZ. The judge comes out.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah, Judge Dredd. Carl Urban rolls up.
What?
Hello, everyone. I'm Carl Urban. I'm straight off the set of The Boys, so this is how I'm talking the whole time.
Is that you? Yeah. No, a bird alien,
Oh yeah.
an eagle, a fucking eagle
Yeah.
Yes.
shows up. In like long robes. They're white robes because it's space, with like jewelry and insignia and stuff, and approaches the podium and everything and cracks down the. Let's go full sci-fi. You know that Deep Space Nine episode where they do the trial and it's just a wooden ball. Is the gavel? It's that he's clutching the wooden ball in his towels.
Nice.
Oh.
And just cracks it on the dais.
Like an egg.
This court will come to order. Bring out the prisoner. And guards shove you out. They are wearing helmets and masks, of course, so that the audience is left wondering, like, wait, isn't there a corpse in the cell?
And
I think he just stands there as you're gathered. Everyone's kind of looking at you. Simproponus looks you up and down. The judge... Let me change the judge's voice. You stand accused, Prince Ismael, Archpotentate of the Nine Light, etc., etc. This court does not have enough time of crimes against Corazon Station, causing mass hysteria and panic, destruction of property, interfering with station politics, acts of domestic terrorism against these good people, and countless other offenses. How do you plead?
Judge, I'm afraid you've left off the most important one. Don't forget, I've been accused of the murder of the mayor.
My
The
God.
previous mayor of Corazon Station.
The eagle gestures towards you with the ball, like thrusting the gavel in your face. Do you then confess in front of the assembled masses here to the murder of the mayor of Corazon Station?
No, I'm afraid that was Nikhil, the former assassin.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who was sitting right here in the courtroom. There she is.
Mark yourself a condition and roll with the number of conditions you have marked.
Excellent. This is exactly what I want to do, but I want to keep this going because I have an extended truth to reveal here.
Okay.
Oh my
So
God.
I will.
Marketing edition for every truth you reveal.
That's fine. I will. And I'm seizing control of the situation, so that's definitely an 11.
You
so
choose two options.
Yes, the truth I'd like to reveal. A shocking truth. To flash back to reveal a shocking truth about another PC. On a hit, the news is staggering, and the two I'm going to choose is unequivocal evidence that this is true, and I'm going to introduce a shocking new character that has my back. Only it was not Nikhil. For you see, the mayor was never killed.
Oh.
And we flash back to the first time that you saw that
What the
amnesia
fuck?
dart gun on screen. When, if you'll recall, Nikhil, you mentioned specifically that one dart was missing. And we all joked that it was Kidea that had used it on Kiran, or that Nikhil had done it to Kiran, but then that wasn't true because Kidea did that later.
Yeah.
So that one dart was unaccounted for, and we flash back to the death of the mayor, and to the moment after when Prince Ismail amnesia darts, or right before when Ismail amnesia darts Nikhil, and before that to I think this is a scene the audience hasn't seen, but it's the plotting of the death of the mayor. And it's Prince Ismail saying, it's after you came to me, right? Like it's an extended part of the scene where Nikhil came to Ismail to ask to get off the station, right? Or to leave the life of an assassin behind. And Ismail's like, I can help you, but you need to do one job for me. The only way I think anyone on this station is ever going to let you leave the business alive is if we can make sure that no one needs your services. Right now, I have a feeling it's only a matter of time before someone comes and asks you to kill the mayor, so I'm going to do it first. But we're not going to kill the mayor. I have in my possession a weapon from Los Architectos. Everyone believes it to be a disintegrator. That's only partially true. It is a matter transporter. With the right technology, you can arrange for someone to be dematerialized and rematerialized in a very specific location. And then we flash back to Prince Ismail sending Alberto the long way around, and like extra supplies are loaded, like more food supplies than he needed are loaded into that escape pod. But like attached via drone.
Oh my God.
We need to get the mayor out of here.
Angela.
The station is full of vipers. And jaguars and whatever the tesoros are. You're going to do it. But the only way it works is if we make everyone think he's dead. That way we can draw everyone out into the open. It's time for all the poison in the shadows to see the light of day. You won't be able to remember this, I'm afraid. It is a lot that I am asking of you. But you saved my life. I promised you I would save yours one day. This is the best I think I can do. All I need is for you to say yes. And you won't remember a thing. And then he puts the the dart gun on the table. A very good friend of mine. Yes.
Okay,
A very
sorry.
good friend of mine has lent me one of her prized possessions.
Yeah. So who is the character who has your back?
The mayor. Because at this exact moment, the pod approaching the station alarm dings, And I think it's the mayor who's been on the long way around ever since, who had supplies dropped off by Alberto's escape pod, loaded on there by two. Even though I don't think he knew what they were for.
No. I mean, you sent Alberto out. So.
Yeah, I sent him to resupply the mayor's ship.
Right. So who knows? Yeah. So we get that alert, and we see a blip on like one of the terminals in the courtroom, and it opens up a channel to patch into the pod, because the mayor has been on call this whole time, and of course is like severe older Latina woman, perfect gray hair, perfectly coiffed, despite being the long way around for like 2 years. Clearly has been subsisting on a diet of like protein paste and everything, but like it's fine, it does the body good. And she's wearing like the station, like the Battlestar Galactica uniform, right? The station issued backwards tank top with the cargo pants, and is leaning forward onto the screen because she's been patched in before this whole trial started, That's right. Ismael has done a great service for us, and through his actions, I have been away from some time. Now I return when the station needs a little stability. You cannot lock this man up for a crime that he did not commit. If no one is dead, there is no murder. And the eagle is like, it is impossible! This is a sham! A travesty, I say! He's smashing the ball on the dais. You! And he's like thrusting a finger at Ismael. You make a mockery of the legal system, of our proud traditions.
Oh, I'm about to.
What about all the other crimes?
What do any of you do, right? Like, Nikhil, mark a condition for being accused and then reversed, being a pawn, basically.
Nikhil's like, how dare you? I never miss. I did kill him. Who's like shutting her up. Cornered. That makes the most sense.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone's panicking, right? The whole courtroom is just arroz con pollo, over and over and over again.
Idea is just perfectly composed. She's got her hands steepled. She's got her other hand steepled under them. She's like leaning back in the pew, just watching the show.
Sin Problema strides right over to Ismael and grabs him by the lapels and is like thrashing him like, what is this? I was promised justice. I was given justice, and you're making a mockery of me and of this whole station. For what? For more of your petty games?
No, I'm making a mockery of you so that Kiran has time enough to activate the heart of Corazon Station. Do you know why they call it that? And I'd like to reveal another shocking truth.
Oh my god, is the station a robot?
Well, it has to be about another PC.
It is about another PC. It is, in fact,
station.
about Kiran.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
What is the shocking truth you want to reveal about Kiran?
That Kiran is actually a descendant of Los Arquitectos.
Yes, I
snap. Mark a condition and roll with the conditions marked.
Good. I'm going to melt down, which is exactly what I want to do, because I'll get to the meltdown in a moment.
Yep.
That's also all part of my plan.
Oh my god!
I want it to be out of control.
Yeah, that's a 14.
Yep. Okay. Here's 2.
Being out of
Unequivocal evidence that something that I have is true, and I guess in a way, laying claim to, or I don't know. I don't think, because it's like I would lay claim to something that they value, right?
Right.
No, I think this is another shocking new character.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Which has to be the architecto that
absolutely,
you, like, is
absolutely.
you're mantling, right, or whatever,
Yes,
or is mantling you. One of the
I think that's exactly what happens. I think Ismael's eyes start glowing blue.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And like a different. Oh, how do they sound? Long ago, we left this galaxy for a realm of thought, where the difference between matter and motion dissolved. For a realm of pure will. In our wake, we have left room for you to follow, that others may walk the path we tread. But you must find it for yourselves. It seems so many of you have given to squabbling for whatever petty power you can. You've lost sight of the real truth of this place. You call this place Corazon Station, and that is fitting, because this place was the heart of our civilization. It is our greatest gift to you, that you may move beyond. If you think a cube gives you what you need to run this place, you are mistaken. The cube is a key. It opens a door. But only the worthy may walk through. And like Ismael's eyes are just like blue smoky light coming out of.
My god.
Kiran bears our mantle.
Yeah.
There are others like her who've proven their worth. Not from any external source, but from within. Perhaps in this new world you will find a way forward. But I fear that time, and then the like blue glow kind of fades,
Great.
is up for many of you. And it's Ismael again, melting down. So I think my meltdown says, they think they can manipulate you, displace you. They don't understand. You own them. You stormed the worst offender. You hurt them and show them that you don't need money or backup. Maybe you destroy things they love or cut some throats. Tomorrow I'll have to wash my hands and play nice. But tonight, oh, the blood on the knuckles will match the rage in my heart. And I don't have a knife, but I do have a blaster. I do have a flat cat. And I got a courtroom full of enemies. So I think Prince Ismael just starts shooting and doesn't stop.
What?
Yep.
Oh my god!
Who are you aiming at first?
Sin problemas.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, anyone else that gets in my way.
Yeah. So she's been shaking you this whole time, and when you glow, she like releases her grip a little bit on you just to like kind of pull herself away. And I think is so like when like as the mist spreads is like watching it. So she's released you at this point. She's looking around, and then she looks back and locks eyes with you. As you've already got the pistol out, you're back in it, and you're just like, all right, done. And click. And that's what happens is the blaster bolt just cleaves clean through her. And we don't see the puncture, we just see the the like wide eyes and the stumble from the shock as she falls forward into your arms and just throws her one arm around you and is like leaning up against you.
Mm-hmm.
The courtroom explodes into chaos.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And in the middle of the chaos, there is one figure who is still completely still. Kadea is just sitting there. And then she slowly raises up one of her hands and goes... and the cat that is wrapped around Prince Ismail's neck will activate my revenge.
What?
Oh!
Because you see, someone who has, in my opinion, wronged me, when I choose to spring my trap on them, they will be alone and exposed, no matter their holdings or allies.
Totally.
Yeah. So Sin Problemas is like looking up at you and like sliding down to the ground, just like looking up. And she doesn't get a cool monologue. You've done it. Like, that's it. She's done. And so you're standing there, like, fuming with the smoking blaster. And then the cat, like, goes for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what it does is, she snaps, and then just very softly, only audible to herself in the middle of the tumult, she says, "That's enough, dear. Have a nap." And the cat sinks a little pair of fangs into the side of Ismail's neck, and we can see it's like pumping some sort of venom or something out of them into him, and he just immediately flops over and goes limp, and it wraps its body around him and just scuttles out of the courtroom, bearing him away from the violence and the chaos.
Oh, that's so good.
As it pumps its venom into Ismail, who is just collapsing and like, and like everyone has made this huge berth around you, right? And you're like falling, shooting wildly. I think you're facing certain death.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Would you roll plus the number of
Sure.
conditions you have marked?
Yeah, has my meltdown been like triggered enough, do you think?
I think you have to like really throw some chaos around.
Okay, cool. So this is before I have the chance to. Let's see what this comes up. Okay. All right. That's acceptable. I will take it.
Yeah.
I get an 11.
Oh,
Okay. The audience chooses one option from the list. So we already chose someone saves you just in time.
Yep.
So, audience, would you like Ismail to sake a distinctive but sexy scar, gain a permanent debility, become a twisted evil version of himself? I don't think that really applies here.
he becomes good instead.
Suffer amnesia, return with a new face, or wind up in a possibly long-term coma.
So JR wants the sexy scar, but I think the irony is suffer amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty good, yeah.
I want the evil version.
Evil.
Evil
No,
version.
I don't know. He's like
Gonna be
anti-hero.
Oh my god.
I
What do
did
you-
say I wanted to play an antagonistic, but not, you know.
Oh yeah.
He's been riding that line of anti-hero in my
I
opinion.
think so.
I want to
I'm
see.
totally fine with.
I want to see just like genocidal.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
So I
Oh
think
no.
If I can throw a vote in favor of the sexy scar,
Yeah.
it could be that what it is the venom interacts with like the weird like situation that his body is from recently being possessed. So it spreads out through like his veins up into his face and down into his chest, and he just has this glowing like lines of light permanently on him.
Yeah, like the Monster Hunter tattoos that you turn the luminosity up on.
Yeah, yeah.
So you permanently have like poison ivy type
Oh.
veins running through your body that are like glowing.
That's distinctive.
Audience,
answer.
what
That's
do we
very
think?
cool. I
I
do like
do.
that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
I mean, yeah, my fate's in y'all's hands. I'm cool with any of these options, so.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm sticking with you.
Evil.
Evil version is just him being like a regular dude.
Evil version. It's just, yeah, he's just like a boss. Like just a normal boss.
Guy.
That's the best case scenario for 2.
Ooh.
It was like, finally, I have a regular life.
Am I the only one that like roots for Prince Ismail? I guess I don't know.
Oh, I'm always rooting for Prince Ismail. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give him a
Not
sexy
really.
scar.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think I will vote for that too. Sorry.
is that how he? Because like this is how he
It's
ends his
fine.
character, basically, right?
I'll yell about it on Reddit.
Yeah, yeah. This is it.
Oh no.
This is how he ends his character. So he gets a cool, sexy scar.
I'm gonna mark it.
Yeah.
Now no one can have sexy scars.
Or return with a new face, and the sexy scar turns into
Is your
a new
face.
Yeah.
Well, he collapses with this thing, but not before you do your like your. I think as you fall, you're doing the like death spiral of like
Mhm.
firing
Pew, pew,
wildly into the
pew.
crowd, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Why not
So,
multiple
like,
options?
People are running and screaming and getting cut down as this thing is like sinking its teeth into you, until finally, after you've like dropped all of these people, Ismail like sinks to his knees, like clutching his neck as Flat Cat slithers away, and we see the close-up shot. It does the replacement killers thing of like zooming into the body, and we see the poison like pumping into his heart and his veins and like spreading through his entire body as it snakes up onto his face, and he just like collapses with this glowing thing that it like perfectly frames half of his face.
Mhm. Nice.
Nikhil and 2, you've been sitting here with your hands on your butt. What do you do?
It feels like I can't fucking believe I blew up all my weapons right before this.
He's great.
He was just
Even when the chips are down, your instinct is to go back to your assassin fruit?
No, she's. That's what the
You have
blooper
to
is.
think of the irony.
She's
that's
just...
like the deleted scene. They realize like, wait, we can't have her flip again.
I think once like the shooting and stuff started, she didn't, because he like accused her and then unaccused her. She's like, I don't know, maybe he'll shoot us. I don't know what he's doing. So I think they're like down like behind the pews, and she's just trying to like get us out.
Yeah, do you just like grab 2 and run?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you gotta grab 2. 2's
Yeah.
just like just stunned, flabbergasted, like all more schemes, always more schemes.
Always.
Yeah, you'll never be safe.
Yeah.
This just keeps happening. It keeps happening, right? I think, too, you're like on the verge of a meltdown metaphorically, even if you're
Yeah.
not mechanically.
Mm.
Fucking Corazon Station has schemes like it's a clown car.
We can fit so many schemes into the station.
Like a
Like,
parfait
people are-
of schemes.
Trampling over each other, they're screaming. Like, there's some guards that are like kind of shooting into the crowd because they can't see where things are coming from.
Ooh.
Everything's falling apart. So Nikhil, what you grab 2 and you just like stay low and you just bolt, right? The 2 of you run.
Yeah, she's like trying to run with him, but also like attempting to like diffuse the chaos, like trying to, if there's people on their row, she's like trying to shove them forward.
I think there's too much going on. It's either you quell the crowd or you get 2 out.
Ooh.
Ooh.
If you look at 2, 2's gonna say help the crowd.
Yeah, I think she like grabs 2 and like holds his face in her hands. She's like, I trust you to get out of here, but I have to help. It's chaotic here, and I I still have my head on my shoulders. Okay? If you
Yeah,
can...
go.
Okay. And then she, like, I think gives you a quick kiss, and then just, like, kind of pushes you, like, go.
Yeah.
Is it a quick kiss or is it a cinematically passionate final kiss?
It's a cinematic kiss, right?
Final kiss. She pushes it
Two,
into
I
a
think
laser bolt.
Into a laser bolt.
Well, you don't know.
I think 2 is pushing you away almost more than like Nikhil is
Yeah.
pushing you away. It's like, okay, yeah, no, don't give me the plan, just go.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
is trust, right? This is the trust that
Yeah.
we're talking about.
Exactly.
2 goes, and the last thing we see in this moment is like Nikhil trying to rally people and be like, you go here, you go here, right? And people are listening to you. People are giving you their attention, like, oh, this person seems to know what she's doing. Hidea, how do you slink away from this?
I think I go with the flat cat that has wrapped up Ismail as well. We just go back out like the courtroom door, like back towards the prison.
You just fade away, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, everyone's panicking. Oh, just the flat cat curls around you like a perfect shawl, like it did for Ismail, and you just stride out. In the hub, what does Kiran do?
I think like the point was like I had to be there to activate it, right? Or at least that was a part of Ismail's whole scheme. I have a question. We didn't establish this, but I guess we can roundaboutly establish this. Did you give me the cube?
It's already there.
It's already there? Okay.
Yeah.
So when
I
you
must have
arrive at the
missed
heart of
that.
the station,
Yeah.
which we'll say is like the central axis of it,
Yeah.
there's like a kind of semicircular or circular room that has like a bunch of platforms. It leads up to a raised dais that has like a giant engine heart, thrumming and glowing and pumping out like blue energy, like red energy, because it's the heart. And there's like a section that like nobody's been able to figure out. It's like a little circular port with a square in it, and everyone's like, what is that? That's nothing.
Yeah.
But like sitting there is the cube
Yeah.
that's been nested into it perfectly. And as you arrive, like there are people who have been like protecting it. There are people in the junks who are like reverently like worshiping this thing. And as you arrive, they like look at you, and some of them get defensive. They like pull up like pipes and stuff and blasters. And like, hey, you, and they recognize something in you,
Yeah.
and they stand down.
I think we're in the junks. I think and if this is also like one of those like, you know, final kind of finale moments for Kira. Oh my god, this is the Mass Effect ending. Karen's gonna be like, gonna kind of like walk up there, and like with every step that she gets closer, I think you hear the thrumming of the station, like the energy, and then like it cuts to like it's like a head-on of the thrumming of the station, and then it cuts to Kira walking towards the camera, and you hear the beating of her heart, and like every step they kind of they slowly go into sync, until eventually like she steps up onto the dais and is like, and then it's like they're in sync together, and she like puts her hand on the cube, like, or like she hesitates for a second, and like you see in her face, like, you know, and the audience knows, it's like she's been wanting this. Literally, her entire purpose has been for this thing, and she's like, and there's like a hesitation until she finally like touches it, and I think you know, there's then like we hear the message, right? Like we hear the whole thing that that happened with Ismail upstairs at the courtroom, and all of these things, right? And Karen's eyes probably, you know, glow as well, like she connects with it, and she's like, and then like after the message, they keep talking some more voices. Like I think then like you hear in that same Architecto's voice, like, Kiran, you're one of us, and it's this station needs you to activate it, to take care of it. Our blood runs through Corazon Station, and it's time for you to be the new blood that brings forth the generation to come after. And I think, like, we're all wrapping up, right? Or like this is kind of final moments. So, like, I think the last thing that you see of Kiran is kind of like she smiles as she like looks all around the station, and then she kind of just says to herself, she's like, I guess this is all mine now, huh? And then she just walks into the light. She just like walks into the heart of the station, and I think like a little pulse happens.
Oh, maybe there's like that like echoey like Prince Ismail saying, "Power is meaningless unless you do something with it."
Unless you do something with it.
Yeah.
And we flash back to all those times that Kiran has been looking for the puzzle box.
Yeah.
And like, I have to find this. I have to find this. It means so much. This is my way out. This is my way off the station.
Mm-hmm. I think
Power
it,
is
like,
meaningless.
And it like cuts to like conversations that like she's had with like two about like I just want to take care. Like two is like, I just want to take care of my family and I want to take care of you. And Karen's like, I don't want to be taken care of. I want to like, and then it's like it cuts to like, I'll take care of your family. Don't worry, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll be taken care of, like right before the wedding. And I think like it cuts then to Two's house, and I think like an aunt or like a grandma or like an aunt like bursts out into the room and goes, and like just pulls out a phone, and it's like a bank account and it's got a shit ton of fucking money in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
It's just increasing. Like
Yeah,
every
it's just
second.
Like so much GameStop stock. It just keeps rolling up.
There's a Tesoro Combine like CEO looking at a graph that's just like dropping and dropping, and he's like yelling into his phone.
Oh
Right,
yeah,
like, we've got to do something. What are you doing?
we gotta do something. I think then also like we cut to the that's perfect because I wanted to do this where it's like and it cuts to like it's like we had to like there's something weird, like what's going on, and they try and like get in, and then also like all of their fucking directories start mixing and matching, and it shows like I think this is like because remember when you signed a contract?
Yeah.
When I get the cube for the Tesoros, you
Right.
also get a bunch of money.
Uh-huh.
I think like the Tesoro Combine, like I don't know how to like. All of their accounts are now under your name, under Kide's name.
Yeah, Kide is listed as like the
Yeah.
local acting CEO or whatever.
So they're like trying to like overwrite it, and they're like, well, you need the boss's pin, and the boss is Kide.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too fun.
That's so amazing.
And damn, I don't know if it is. I'm trying to think. What would Nikhil want? Because I'm like,
Ooh.
because it's just freedom. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Like, what do the two of you want? Is it to get off the station
Yeah.
and just leave this
that's
all forever?
perfect.
Ooh.
Because if it's that, I have a way to frame that.
Mhm.
Ooh.
I mean, Nikhil doesn't want to leave her.
No, Nikhil is like, I'm staying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Two's like, I'm leaving. So do you split? Let's find out. We're over
Yeah.
time, but let's
Yeah, we're
find
doing
out very quickly. So like what we're seeing is we're at a hangar. One of these hangars where like transports are like departing from and arriving, and it's like people are all over the place with this, but there is a transport shuttle that has just arrived, and it's doing the like final boarding call for Tau Ceti 26. Final boarding call. Please have your tickets ready. It's the end of Casablanca,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Where 2 has just like stumbled out here, like has ended up here. Maybe not intending to get here, but has ended up here. And so you're just like standing here near this transport, and Nikhil comes running into the shot, having like finally tracked you down.
Right.
Oh, there you are. Well, why are you at the station to go?
I told you this. I got business in Tau City 12. I'll be back in 2 weeks.
I love it.
You didn't hear my email?
I like texted you 3 times.
Told you this last night during the movie. You fucking fell asleep again, didn't you?
Well, we cut in the future.
Oh.
Nikhil just starts crying.
Yeah, because you thought that 2 was gonna leave, right? This is telenovela framing. Like,
Nikhil's
you
just
break
like-
down.
Nikhil's just like, the fucking amnesia, it's got me all fucked up. I keep forgetting things.
No, you can't pull that shit again. You can only use amnesia so many times.
I really did forget your birthday. Because of that, I have it in my calendar.
birthday and the laundry.
Oh.
There's a few people who are standing by who are like carrying their bags onto the shuttle that look back at you like, oh. We're towards the back of the shuttle, right?
They're like, damn, she's not getting on, is she?
Oh my god.
You have this moment of relief. Yeah. What do you do in your final moments together?
I think Nikhil is
If you
just.
want to come, I can get an upgrade at the hotel.
Yeah, I think Nikhil is just like putting things into her like cybernetic arm, like like a million alarms that are all just like, Thu is coming in 2 weeks, and they're like just, like 50
Just
of them.
swiping
Like,
through,
physically
right?
putting things into your
She's just she's got a marker. She's just writing them. Oh, come with you. I mean, I don't know. I've never been anywhere else but Corazon Station.
And then Sue just grabs your hand and like starts dragging you onto this transport.
Yeah. I've never been anywhere but here. I've never known anything but here, right?
Mhm.
And 2 starts pulling you onto the shuttle. What is the poignant thing that one of you says to the other about that?
I think Nikhil says, but I trust you.
That's it. That's the line.
Much better than what I
I've never been anywhere off the station, right? And she's like, I think 2 has already been pulling you off, like, or pulling you onto the shuttle of like, well, come with, you can come with me, right? Tug, 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 and you stop. I've never been anywhere off the station, and the camera hangs on the 2 of you, of like, oh my god, they've gotten this far. What are they gonna do? And we cut as the 2 of you like stare into each other's eyes, and there's that moment of acknowledgement as Nikhil says, "But I trust you."
Mhm.
And then the camera just cuts to a overhead shot, slowly panning back as the shuttle doors close. The transport lifts. There's that smoke, the steam. For some reason, it rotates. And we cut, for the first time in a while, back to the exterior of the station. It's just a big thing. The shuttle drifts towards the camera. It hangs there. I think we see in the window the figure of Kidea looking out at space with the cats. And the camera pans. And in another window, almost next to it somehow, there is the figure of Ismael with his scar. The camera pans back up to the whole station, and there is Kiran in silhouette, just embracing it
Oh.
in her hands. Black. Thank you all for joining us for the finale of Corazon Station. This game has been an absolute trip to run, to watch, to play. I mean, I as the MC, especially for a game like Pasión de los Pasiones, I don't have to do anything. You all bring your A game every time. The Disaster Crew just fucking kills it every single game that we play together. But especially in a game like Pasión, you are in the driver's seat at all times. And I'm just here to eat popcorn and sometimes tell you to mark conditions. Really, honestly, could not have done it without all of y'all. For all of you that joined us on this journey, thank you so much for giving us your time and your energy and your support. It means the world to us, perhaps more than you know. We just are so absolutely honored to have so many friendly faces with us from episode 1 all the way to the end. If you've just joined us for any amount of time, if you're watching the VODs, thank you for taking the time to watch the VODs. Whether you're watching this live on Twitch or on highlights or on YouTube or whatever it is, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Brandon Lee and Gameta for writing this game and to Magpie Games for publishing it. Brandon, you made some magic here. It's really, this is going to stick with all of us, I think. Yeah, let's tell people who we've been, who we will continue to be, and where you can find us. Starting with Rue.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rue. I am so proud to be the producer for this crazy crew. I can be found on Twitter at Cherry Drop. I also write and design games for Unbreakable Revolution and Grasping Nettles and my own game, Kick Rocks. And I'm also on the Musafiris podcast. That's everything with me.
Heck yeah. Alex.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex. You can find me on Twitter at @fractaldragon, and I design games at fractaldragon.itch.io. I'm also on the Unplaytested Game Design Podcast and the Forever GM Actual Play Podcast.
Awesome sauce. Viditya.
Hey everybody, I've been Viditya, and I will continue to be in another game at some other point in the future. You can find me on Twitter at Viditya Valetti, and you can support me by buying my games at vidityavaletti.itch.io. You can also support me by, I'm also a game design consultant, so I have rates where I can help you design your games. And also I just do a bunch of different media stuff, so follow me on Twitch. I also have a podcast. I do a lot. I have many hats. So just follow me on Twitter and keep track of me.
Yeah. We got JR. JR's got bits.
Well, now I know what it was.
Wait, what was it?
Sprite.com.
Sprite.com.
Oh.
Yeah, Sprite.com.
Uh,
That's where you can find me. If you don't find me there for whatever reason, you can also check out the RPG articles that I write at fellowbustles.net. You can find my work in various role-playing games around town, including Role Player's Guide to Heist, which I guess could be in your town if you bought it, or it's everywhere, really, if it's on the internet. Who knows where that stuff lives? Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. We really appreciate seeing y'all come back. We have grown our little familia over the last couple seasons, and I'm excited to share even more with y'all in the future.
Yeah. Last but certainly not least, Kevin.
Hey, I'm Kevin. You can unfollow me, report my accounts, block me, all the good stuff on all the social medias. You can buy my games, rate them 1 star on itch.
That's new.
The
Where can they find
evolution.
you to unblock you, Kevin? Or
You
to block
can-
you?
You can check chat for that. I'm not going to
Jesus
the word
Christ.
phrase.
Oh my
Block
god.
and unblock.
Not even for
Oh,
the
yeah.
VODs. You don't even care about the VOD anymore.
America's favorite bad boy, Kevin Wynn. We'll get you a leather jacket one of these days.
You asked for this, Kevin, with your
I
actions.
had a leather jacket episode 1.
I'm Simon. You can find me on Twitter at Lucha Libris. You can check out my tabletop role-playing game designs at colorspraygames.itch.io. I'm a voice actor for the Penumbra Podcast, which is a queer sci-fi and fantasy audio drama. If you want to hear yourself represented in stories, that's at the Penumbra Pod on Twitter, thepenumbrapodcast.com. I'm also a cast member here with All Nerds here on Sundays at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Come back this weekend, this Sunday, for the finale of Sunflower Street Plays for the Dungeon. It's been a lighthearted office drama comedy game where we play monsters, trying to make things work for our evil overlord, except that we are also playing puppets. So we're puppets who are playing monsters who are playing a game. It's got layers on layers on layers, and it's a lot of fun, and we hope that you check it out. So go do those fun things. Aside from that, once again, we really want to thank everybody who has been with us, especially kudos to Brandon for creating a extremely and deeply Latina game, and I'm sure I speak for the rest of the Latina contingent of our cast and crew that it means a lot to us to have various flavors of representation. To have games where we are not just portrayed in one particular light, and to show the diversity of our cultures, and also like the universality of some of our media, because telenovelas are uniquely a specific part of the world and a specific part of storytelling. But the number of times that I've heard people say, "Oh, this reminds me of these things from my culture," is just really fascinating to me to see how connected we are, and so that's part of what we want to do with our work at All Nerds here, is build bridges across cultures, and tell stories that mean something to people. So thank you. We hope that this game has meant something to you. We know that it did because you shared it with some of your family in some cases, which is incredible, or you made drinks, which is also incredible.
Amazing. Everyone
All
else
that good stuff.
who only has one kind of fan and creation is missing out. Drinks, poems, stories, art. Y'all are creative people. I was gonna cuss, but I decided not to.
And we love you for it. So that's the end of our season for now, but come back in July. Follow us on Twitter if you aren't already at All Nerds Here. In July, we will be launching a new season, kicking off with a charity event for one of several very important causes. We'll figure that out. I have no idea what the game is going to be. We're going to have some conversations, but I'm sure it's going to be great. and I can't wait to keep playing with all these fantastic people. It's deeply an honor. So thank you once again. We're going to go raid Kupo Knight, friend of the channel, friend of the site, who just rocks everybody's socks off. Fantastic streamer, is doing all kinds of good stuff at all times. It looks like they're going to play some Genshin Impact, so check that out. That should be a good time. Show them some love. Get your emotes out. Hype them up. Spread some love. You know how we do. Until next time, thank you once again for watching. Always remember, Black Lives Matter. Stop Asian hate. Trans rights. Fuck cops. We're out.
You know, if we're looking for a game to play, Neopets is still around.
Oh my god.
Oh, is it?
Neopets RP.
Wait, shit,
Or
I got one more thing to
Penguin.
plug.
You know?
Oh my god.